Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's stream. I hope all of you are having a good day today. I had a decent day here. As it's fantasy baseball draft day. Yes, as announced last Wednesday, we are doing a fantasy baseball draft stream today. And we're going to rely on Iceman and the chat folks who rely on who are able to provide great insight into the more modern players. Otherwise, I'll predominantly with this draft folks who are on the Philadelphia Phillies roster. Yes, and not just any jersey, Iceman. Ugh. So there you go. You might be able to see it. I don't know. I can't center myself when I'm away from the camera. Ugh. Ay, 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 ay. So there you go. It is indeed a Roy Halladay's jersey. My other Phillies jersey is a Bobby Abreu one. I can't quite close that one because I'm a rather hefty dude. It's like so there you go. So we got an Iceman. We'll get the chat going here. You have one of these. You have a Roy Halladay jersey, just in a completely different color. In a very much a different color. I would expect of like maybe something that has like a bit of blue on it. Which when you think about it, the Phillies were at one point in time nicknamed the Blue Jays. Oddly enough, like a good 40 some odd years before before Toronto even had a major league team. The Phillies could have it could have been the Philadelphia Blue Jays. Kind of makes you wonder if that was the case, what the hell would they call Toronto? Because they couldn't really call them the Leafs. Hey, McCowboy, how's it going, sir? Hope all is well. As we get that going. Boy. So how's tonight going to work? I'm going to be relying on folks in the chat and something here, as well as Iceman direct input on drafting here, unless there's somebody I see that I really, really want on the team for no other reason, just because I'm a loose fan of them. It's like we're taking it that way. McCombo, you're grand, pulling an all-nighter to get coursework. I procrastinated it done. How's you? I'm doing all right. I'm actually doing rather fantastic in a way. As we are joined by Iceman, I officially started doing a reaction series over on my YouTube channel based on the show that I watched in high school called Daria. I already the first episode of it, my commentary and stuff, uh, went up this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, and I already recorded the one for next week. Also got some writing done. And Iceman, how's it going, sir?
All right, yourself?
It was a good day today on many fronts.
Good, good. Just didn't
Yeah,
want to interrupt you there while you were talking about your
yeah,
your writing and such.
the stuff. Also, I do have to say this. I'm finding it hilarious. There is a clip from one of my Overwatch streams that apparently people are just like they can't believe either my how bad my aim is or the fact that I was able to get certain things done on it. And it's caused a little bit of debate on the YouTube side because it's the short variant. This shows like the center and the vertical portion.
Yeah.
And
Well done.
so the comment section, hey Panda Sweet, how's it going? So the comment section is filled with people just ripping on me. It's like, oh, this dude is old. Yeah, I was so old. I remember when a particular character was not in the game.
It's the beard.
Yeah. But it's been hilarious. It's like every time I turn around, there's like, oh, a notification. Someone's commented on this short. And so it's like, okay, I'll just go ahead and respond. It's because I am smart enough to realize this. If people are commenting on that one short, that means they're number one, they're watching it and responding to it and say, hey, that's interactions. And it's like, hey, that means doing something right. It's like
The
everything.
only bad, like the wrestling adage that I've heard is
The only
the
bad
only
publicity,
bad, yeah,
as long as
is
we're not
the
doing
only
anything.
bad noise is no noise.
Yes. Yeah, it's like what was it? John Cena had a great thing. It's like well, if they're telling us, if they're chanting "Let's go Cena" and they're chanting "Cena sucks," who's chanting for you? Like, and
Mm.
that was the attitude to like all the people, folks complaining about him not putting anyone over. Well, if no one's chanting for you, why would he put you over?
Mm.
Oh wait,
Fair.
tell that to Vince about good noise or bad noise. No, in Vince's case, bad publicity was definitely bad
The only
publicity.
publicity.
Yes. Yes, as far as he's gone and so forth. There now, I did have like a randomly selected fantasy team that I put in like a while back. But the draft was at a
Mm.
time I couldn't really change the draft time on it. So how this is
Oh,
going to I have a fantasy team already, but
okay.
we're basically going to be ignoring that one. So we're going to be doing a formal draft. We're going to go on to Yahoo. I already have it up here. We
Mm.
are going to join an instant draft team. So however long it takes for this for a lead, for a team,
Shouldn't take too long.
yeah.
And you have about 6.5 minutes once it begins to start making your selections. And I suggest during that time, there's obviously like the first 40 or so guys, you don't need to highlight them. They're the dudes, right?
Yep.
But after that, start highlighting pitchers and outfielders, like each position on the after part of, away from the obvious dudes that you want to highlight so you don't forget about them for later on. That way you're not scrambling later on going, oh shit, did this guy go yet? Let me type it in. I've only got 10 seconds left. Crap.
Well, that's what the advantage be between rounds in a way.
I just load my queue up in advance.
Yep. So
Well,
still at the very thing here. So here we go. We're about to enter a live standard snake draft for Fantasy Baseball League with default scoring. This is not a mock draft, and you will not be able to exit the league once the draft has started. Do you want to proceed? Yes.
yeah.
So we're joining the league and everything right here. So we're basically getting things started here.
Also,
So
if I may, just hello, McCowboy and Panda. Hope you're both doing well tonight.
yep.
Sorry.
It's quite alright. So yeah, it's like we got the full thing on. This is like a podcast in a way. It's like uh so I also hear depending on time between rounds, I thought we would, depending on how long people take,
Mhm.
make their selections and everything of that sort. I did manage to go digging through myself, finding an old book of Big League Baseball puzzlers. When this was
Oh
published back
dear.
in the early 1990s, it cost $4.95 US. In Canadian currency, that would be $6.95. Oh, again, under 1991, exchange rates. So we have,
Strong smelling beer. Whew.
oh, keep you up.
Mm. My suggestions are about to become less useful.
Yeah,
No, that's okay. You do what you need to, McCowboy.
yeah. It's like you're catching up on some coursework. Gotta get that education going. And speaking of educational things, as I said, one of the things I'm doing on the YouTube side is to do a reaction series, and finding a show to talk about was very problematic because all the good shows that I would do reactions for are shows I've already seen, and
Here we
then
go.
like other things are shows that I'm just not interested in. It's like this on their subject matter. So I settled for the MTV series Daria that aired like from
Third.
1997 to
Nice.
2001. And I was like, okay, I watched the show when I was in high school, so it's basically I could
Mhm.
safely say it was a show that was quite relevant to me because a lot of the well, let me put it this way, I was certainly uh one of the many people that would be labeled a certain way thanks to various school administrators and such, and it was on the while I was involved in school stuff, I was certainly a lot of it was not by choice. So
Hmm. Is your screen advancing?
yes, it is.
Okay. There we go. All right. Now that I've said it, it's going up.
Okay, here. So this is like our first
You're
rate.
third.
All right, so we're at the top here. So let's start looking, for. All right, first suggestions of players that we should be going after, and I know you DM'd me a bunch in Discord earlier.
I guess my best tip would be try to get an outfielder early because by the time you hit pick 100, most of the useful outfielders are gone.
Well, I'm picking
Uh,
third, so that's either gonna.
yeah,
I'm gonna assume Acuna is going first. So that will give
yeah.
me. Yeah, that would give me like Julio Rodriguez. I can grab Mookie
Mm-hmm.
Betts, who's qualifies as second base, shortstop, outfield.
Mm-hmm.
Panda, what this is, Panda, is we're.
I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
What is this, Panda? Panda is fantasy baseball. We're going to be putting together a fantasy team that I'm going to use throughout the this season. But folks who are baseball fans like Iceman and such can, make suggestions. And this case, I'll be taking the suggestions quite literally. This like we'll put the team together here. It's like I like following baseball and the statistics and analytics and all that good stuff here. I don't have cable, so I don't watch the games. I watch a lot of old games and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm. So outfield second and third are outfield second and short are the three positions to start with, because you can get first baseman, third baseman later on that are still decent, and just punt on catcher basically.
yep. So like I said, since I'm picking third, potentially I could go. Mookie Betts might be my first best choice here because that will cover two positions, and I can rotate them throughout the season.
Yeah, I last year for my championship team, I took Rodriguez as my first outfielder. Um, Luis Robert is my second, and Corbin Carroll is my third. So that's not going to happen because one of them is rated third and the other one's rated fifth.
So yeah. So like I said, I kind of have a thing there here. So it's like, so that wasn't going to work for you. So what you did last year is not going to work this year, unless no,
No.
it's definitely not. So
I
Pat,
had Austin Riley and Rafael Devers being backed up by Royce Lewis and Josh Young, and they're both top 100 guys now.
so the Cowboy is not a big baseball fan either, but go Rangers. Iceman is not a fan
I
of the Rangers.
no, sorry, Panda. As a as a Blue Jays fan, I still remember Rougned Odor and our beautiful sign that it's better to get punched in April than knocked out in October or
So
May or whatever it was. Yeah.
all right here. So but let's see here. It's like at least put together. It's like Evan Carter.
Evan Carter is my bet for Rookie of the Year.
Well, he has on
That or
my
Wyatt
queue.
Langford.
It's like my queue here. Oh, well, that's close
Yeah.
enough. Uh, Wyatt Langford.
If he makes that team, he's been destroying it.
Johan Duran. Whoops.
No, leave Duran. He just went down with injury.
Okay. We got ads.
Oh dear. Yes,
Welcome to
deal
Yahoo
with
Fantasy
Gillette.
Baseball, the 2024.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, okay, it's like let's just know that here. Like
The heck
the
just happened?
yeah, what happened there is like I guess it was like the hype video and stuff.
Ah. Yeah, ignore Duran because he's just got injured and we don't know if he's going to be out for 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. So
Okay, so
Evan Phillips of the Dodgers and Andreas Munoz of Seattle.
all right, Andreas Munoz.
And Leclerc there. Good call.
I'm going off of the list you sent me here.
Yeah.
Uh, and of course, Jose Alvarado.
Hey, I could be totally wrong. I made a whole bunch of changes throughout the course of last year.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a start here. It'll
Mhm.
also make it look like kind of know what we're doing. Like make the opposing make the other 11 people in this league think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and Josh Lowe, he's day to day, so
Yeah, he's one who will miss the start of the season because he missed most of training camp. But he had over 20 homers and over 30 steals last year.
right. So, and let's see. He sent me another other
Yeah.
guys too, because let's see, who is this? Uribe in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Griffin Jacks looks like he's going to be the guy in Minnesota while Duran's out. So
Griffin Jacks, and
if you're looking for cheap saves in the early going, basically.
hey, there's no such thing as hey, all saves are keys. Like you never
Mhm.
know here. So okay, so we have a squad there of
And I know you love your Phillies. I
there's a
love Wheeler, Harper, Alvarado, and that's about
yeah,
all that I'm in. Well, Trey Turner, I guess, if he's available.
yeah. Turner is like at the
But he
I'm
won't be.
yeah. I was like Turner is at 18 and
But
Harper
you got
is
you got Ozzy Albiz at the start, looking as the guy who's potentially your second rounder. That's a nice start because Ozzy's really the
oh it's
second
me.
best hitting second baseman.
Oh wait, draft starting soon. I was like okay, it's like yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
you
the
got a pick.
things. No, it's not me. I'm third.
Oh, oh, okay. I could hear the countdown. That's weird.
Yeah, because you can hear the sound effect of the ticks will come through on the stream, and obviously, since I don't use a headset in a way for
Yeah, that's
desktop
fine.
audio, so it's like, well, we will definitely know when it's my turn.
Hmm.
Oh, and they made their selection real quick. It's like
Yeah, I drafted sixth today, and Rodriguez was still there, so I was like, okay.
all right, so let's see. So we got the choice here: Bobby Witt, Julio Rodriguez, Corbin Carroll, Kyle
All
Tucker.
good choices.
Hmm.
Depends if you want a shortstop or an outfielder, I guess.
You know what? Let's go with Corbin Carroll. With the steals and everything.
He'll likely provide more steals but less power.
I'll take the steals because like we're gonna get plenty of homers at some point.
I haven't touched the controller in a while because it just died.
So- all right, so we got our first pick, Corbin Carroll, and so let's see who else
Well,
went out there. Bobby
he's in a
Witt.
good offense.
Yeah, Bobby Witt is off the
Now,
board.
pick are we on?
Fifth pick.
Mm,
They took Soto out of the Yankees.
wow.
So it was like picks are every 60 seconds at
Wow.
most. Freddie Freeman's off the board.
Rodriguez continues to fall. Wow. He's still there.
Yep. So I can let's see. I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger. So this way folks can follow along a little bit.
Oh, finally it let me get rid of the chat.
Yep, so I've made it bigger, so this way folks should be able to see it here. It's a little bit clunky on my screen, but we roll with it here. So Omar's standout team. Like who is Omar going to select, or who is? I'm guessing this is going to be auto select for them.
And they're getting pretty close to that point. Though I am behind by 10 seconds.
All right, they got stuck with Kyle Tucker.
Wow.
Strider's off the board.
Holy crap.
So it's like, wow, people making questionable selections. Or the case of the person who picked seventh, that was an automatic selection, near as I could tell. I might be able to grab Otani at this rate.
The only concern I have for Otani is he can only be put in one spot, utility.
Yeah. Well, and he won't be pitching this year, so.
Yeah. Well, he would have been separate. They divide him between pitcher and hitter.
Yeah, we kind of like we see all those strats. Okay, well, Omar's rejoined it, and he probably is disappointed that he got Tucker. For all we know,
Well, Tucker's a good bet for 30-30.
Do I think? Rodriguez is off the board, and that was an automatic pick, as near as I can tell.
I did, McCowboy, 2 years ago when I first started doing this.
How many people make the mistake of just picking their favorites in fantasy sports teams? Always.
Mm-hmm.
Otani is off the board. Tatis is off the board, as is Trey Turner. So I got the 22nd pick overall. So let's see.
Well, there's some good choices there.
Aaron Judge is gone. This is. So we're definitely going to have some fun with this here, and as we're keeping the live draft updates. So
you've got Burns, Albies, Wheeler, Simeon that I can see. That you've got some good options coming up.
Olsen, Alvarez, Austin Riley, Jose Ramirez, Bryce Harper.
I was looking at guys who will probably be there when you pick.
Zach Wheeler is also there, so it's like I might just grab him.
It's not a bad choice.
Because Harper's just went.
Yeah, well, he wasn't going to make it back round.
As is Vlad Guerrero Jr. is off the board.
That's a reach.
Oh, you think Joey Votto's going to beat him out for the position at first? That would be a nice story.
As long as he avoids dugout bats.
That would be a nice story if Votto is able to make the Blue Jays roster.
Did you hear about his first game?
He hit a home run off of Zach Wheeler.
Did you hear what happened when he went back in the dugout?
No.
He went to celebrate with the guys and stepped on someone's bat and sprained his ankle.
Oh. I did I did not know that.
He lasted one at bat.
Well, that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So
we're getting close.
Yep, getting close. Jacob's team is going to get like an auto pick, and there you got Olsen from Atlanta.
Yeah, reigning home run champ.
Alvarez is gone.
Yeah. All right, there's a good chance Altuve will still be there for pick 3. So if you want to go Wheeler or Burns, there's a good chance you'll still have a good second baseman available the next time round.
Yep. As Riley is off the board. Let's see. Ramirez is gone. Burns is gone.
Well, he's probably the top available pitcher at this point with Garrett Cole out for 3 months or whatever it is.
Yep. So we got so like we're kind of hoping to grab Wheeler here. That's gonna be it. My turn next, as Albies is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn to draft, and we're going Wheeler.
Nice. I'm so delayed.
Yep. Uh, and so we got the third pick in round 3.
Mhm.
So depending on if these first 2 folks are paying attention or not, like we might have. There was like at the Veers, Alonso, Simeon, Lindor. Like we'll keep an eye on Jose Altuve there. I had
Yeah, that
Corey.
means Simeon or Altuve.
I had Seager on my team last year. He actually didn't do bad.
Same.
It was a it was a good he was quite handy last year.
When he played, yes, he was.
Right, it was like a 500, 541 at bats. He played a significant amount.
Yeah, but he missed over 100 at bats worth of time.
And the Veers is gone.
Yeah, Devers is a good bet to get 30 plus homers and a decent average. He's very safe.
Alfonso is off the board.
Alonso and his potential to lead the league in homers. Yeah, fair.
And Simeon is also on my, so definitely have to settle for Altuve, or is there someone comparable? Like okay, and then Dor will be comparable
If you want, I mean, you've got Michael Harris for the outfield. You could go with the reigning rookie of the year in the American League, Henderson, or Bo Bichette, just because he always hits for a good average. I mean, any of those players. You don't have to pick a specific one here. You've got a pretty good listing.
You know what? 290, 287. Steals are all comparable. Power's about is going to be like roughly expected, so it's kind of like.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll grab Bichette.
Oh, all right.
All right. So it's like if we can get the average, and if he can get up to like 20 plus steals and still deliver a little bit of pop.
His first few years, he was stealing 20 plus. Last year, he didn't steal much, but I think he had a bit of a hamstring injury, so he was just focusing on hitting.
Yeah, so it's like could go one way or the other way.
The good thing about Bo is he pretty well never hits below a certain level.
Yeah, well, Bo knows hitting. Oh wait, that's the other Bo. Jackson. Dated references.
I didn't find it dated at all.
I mean, heck, I remember a time when Bo Jackson was like, what was it? It was Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, and I think what Magic Johnson, like a trio of they were cartoon superheroes.
Oh, wow. That's right.
It was like
They actually put muscles on Wayne Gretzky. That's a near impossible task.
yeah. So it's like, and I remember that at least here in the states, that was airing on NBC Saturday mornings here in the states. Because there was kind of like a level of quality when it came to Saturday morning cartoons back in the day, uh, um, before like really Fox got going with their Fox Kids Saturday morning. They literally would go like it's like ABC and CBS at any given time were like 1 and 2, and NBC was like a distant third because that's where all the crap cartoons were. Things like Hammer Time, it's like the MC Hammer cartoon. Let's see who's gone off the board. Henderson, Lopez, Castillo, Robert.
If there was a pitching suggestion I could make within this range, I don't know if he'll make it to you. I think he's ranked around 47th, but it's Tarek Skubal.
Scooble? Well, Nola's also there too.
Skubal had a massive return from Tommy John, even on a horrible Detroit team. He's my dark horse pick to have a big year.
Oh, we're All right.
Whereas Detroit is a park that's so hard to hit in, Philly is a much easier park to hit in, which is to Nola's disadvantage.
Yep, it's like similar wins, similar whip. ERA is about a half run difference. So.
Hmm. Oh, I got an ad. I have a
Yep.
long ad. Good Lord.
Yep, it's about a 60-second ad. So let's catch up on the chat. The chat's buzzing with the excitement of the fantasy baseball draft. And we got some folks here who are just along for the ride. Panda Street is throwing out random cheers for Texas teams. The Cowboy confesses a general Texas sports fandom. The age-old dilemma arises: do you pick with your heart or your head in fantasy sports? And the Mr. Team Spirit Stream Elements drops a wholesome message to wrap it all up.
Aw.
It's like no, because I have one of the timer things on Stream Elements.
Yeah.
It's like thanks for hanging out, chatting, lurking, and hope everybody's having a good having a good today. Whoa, shoot! I just realized that this. Yeah, I need to fix that. I, I meant that to say a good day today, and yeah, whoops,
Yeah.
makes me seem like an idiot, which I am. But okay, so Tarek Skubal. So let's see. He's on the outsearch there, like on the fourth. We're around 4 here. That there's Michael Harris, Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager, Randy.
Well, I wouldn't take Seager just because you already got a shortstop.
Yep. So, that's EJ Abrams, Kevin Gossman.
Don't take Gosman. I don't know what's going on with him, but it's best to just steer clear.
This is Gosman's gone. So nobody paid attention to you. Gosman's gone. Harris is gone. Rushman is gone from Baltimore.
Man, that's a reach. I wouldn't reach on any catcher because you can get a decent one like with the last pick of the draft.
Yep. Garcia from Texas is off the board. Because it's like above where my camera box is where the updates are appearing. So it's like Gallon is gone as well.
Gallon would have been my alternate suggestion for you.
So it's going to be interesting to see who we're able to get. If we can't get School Bowl, like, because there's Webb and there's Nolan there, so it's like potentially one of those three, unless they go starter, back to back.
Uh-oh. On phone, do phone things.
Max Fried is down there at 52. Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, what does it look like will be available on pick 5?
Bellinger. Yeah, because I will be.
Because if there's just a whole bunch of pitchers and one position player you like, then take the position player there, or vice versa.
Yep.
Boy,
there
ain't a lot exciting there. Maybe Josh Hader. That'd be like, woo. You're in the dead zone.
Is hitting the most important factor, or is it an even spread for fantasy points? In fantasy baseball, it's like an even spread.
Yeah, it's 50-50. But if you can guarantee yourself certain categories each week, then you can take advantage of the coin toss that is the rest of it.
Yeah, because with the changes in that occurred with the rule changes, the bigger bases and increasing stolen bases, fewer pickoff attempts. Let's see. I'm going to take the safe pick here.
I can't tell what you did.
I'm taking Tarek Skubal.
Okay, cool.
All right. And Peralta's off the board for Milwaukee because in fantasy. So you got I think the stats are average is like hits, runs, home runs, RBIs, stolen base, and batting average are the big factors. On the hitting side and on the pitching side, it's wins, saves, strikeouts, ERA, and WHIP. So it's kind of split there. So if you can have like, a put together a decent squad and hope everybody stays healthy and does well, it's like, hey, sweet. Well, on the flip side, if things start going wrong, folks start getting hurt long term, and then it becomes like, okay, who do I factor in? Okay, I'm in the fantasy rugby. It's heavily weighted for metres made or meters. And I was like, I've done fantasy football, I've done fantasy hockey and fantasy
Interesting.
basketball. Years ago, there was such a thing as fantasy golf.
It's not, okay.
Okay. All right, so Abrams is gone, Seager is gone. I got the third pick here, so we got the Machado. No, Machado's gone. Nola's probably going off the board. No, Nola's available. So we got Nola. Okay, so we got Nola, Chisholm, Bellinger, Yelich.
I mean, for me, I'd be going between Royce Lewis or Josh Hader.
All right, so Hader.
But again, whatever you want to do.
We can get. Well, we need a close. We're definitely going to need a closer because saves are important.
Mm-hmm. That's why I've been trying to find guys who have cheap saves for you.
Cheap save, bad teams, but the bad teams with a decent closer, and the team is bad. The closer can end up on a better team, and.
Well, if nothing else, you can get some early ones. Well, the regular closer has been taken early in the draft, but he's injured. And this guy's going to take his spot for the first month or two. Well, you can use that guy and get maybe 10 saves out of him before he loses the spot as one of your late round spare picks. Because a lot of the good relievers go really early, and then you're just reaching for them to make sure you get them, and it's not good.
Yeah, that's right. That's certainly true. I've certainly had years where that's happened. So let's see who's gone. Cease is gone. Bill, Bibby are gone.
Oh, Tanner Bybee. He was one of my heroes last year. Claimed him off waivers, and he was great.
Question is, who's going to be the sad sack that is like on the auto draft is like because they're not here to take the folks. Is going to get stuck with Edwin Diaz.
Well, he's coming back from that knee injury, and he was historically dominant the last year he pitched.
Yeah, curse of the trumpet, however.
Well, you could always get his brother Alexis.
Aaron Nola's off the board. So, speaking of guys who actually did shockingly well for themselves, Zach Eflin last year.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Then again, he was here in Philadelphia for a good long while. I think. And he's like, okay, this
he wasn't here for a good time. He was here for a long time.
that was about right half the time with him. But then again, I've seen him come and seen him go here. It's like we had the wrong Leiter brother for a while. We had Mark Leiter sucked in the rotation, but then became our closer for a hot minute years back.
I feel like we both at some point had Mark Leiter Jr. I could be wrong.
Yes, we did. I think we traded him to you or something, or vice versa.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was useful.
You're welcome. Bregman's gone, Cruz is gone, Chisholm's gone, Bellinger's gone, and Edwin Diaz is off the board.
Oh. Well, Royce Lewis keeps hanging around. It's because he never stays healthy. Nico Horner was a good source of steals last year. No power.
Yeah. Valdez is off the board.
Yeah, Framber was great for me in the first half and then ran out of gas.
Rodriguez from Baltimore starter. He's off the board.
Okay. He's got high potential with a huge second half last year.
Christian Yelich is still there. Royce Lewis, Paul Goldschmidt.
Ooh, Matt McLean. That's a good high potential guy.
And I do need a second baseman at this point, I believe. Yes, I do.
He was playing really well before he went down with I think it was a knee injury last year.
Yeah, one of the many things that derailed Cincinnati a year ago. It was like
the lack of pitching being number one.
Terrible ownership, actually, being even that would be 1A. Lewis from Minnesota, he is gone.
See you later, Royce.
Clace from Cleveland.
Hope you stay healthy.
Is gone.
Emmanuel Clase, who leads the league in saves the last 2 years. Very boring pick, but
Yeah, Yelich is off the board. Goldschmidt is off the board. I think some folks
no
are
big
taking
deal
the.
there.
I think some folks are taking the best players available. Ooh, Remuto is potentially available.
Don't take him.
I know it's tempting.
He-
Arenado
He's
is
on the
gone.
decline.
Arenado is gone. Doval is gone.
All the good third basemen are starting to roll off the board. You still got guys like, I'm drawing a blank on his bloody name, Josh Young and Nolan Gorman, who have some upside.
So let's see. What's the next available third baseman at? Josh Young is down here, so we can throw
Young
him.
is currently injured, but he has been doing DH work, so he could still make the opening roster.
All right, we'll throw him down there as as a stand-in thing, because if he's doing DH work and he's just as a third baseman, that gives me a third baseman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's why I always tend to always like getting guys that can always play multiple positions, so I can mix and match into those things. There's who I forget who it was, but it was always a dude that
Is it your turn?
Yep. So we got Eflin, Logan Gebert, Bobby Miller, Matt McLean, Raciel Iglesias, Remuto, Joe Ryan, Blake Snell.
Well, one of the Gilbert McLean duo is be interesting. I don't know what's wrong with McLean though.
McLean shoulder will open this engine. Oh, McLean's opening on the injured list. So.
Yeah. So,
all right.
let's see.
All right, and Hey Sung Kim.
Yeah, I don't know if Ha-Sung Kim can repeat what he did last year.
All right.
Came a bit out of nowhere.
All right, just forward. You know what? Evan Carter, just the.
Oh, wow.
Pulled off there. There was nothing there, so it was we went to the emergency well. Needed to make a selection, and I didn't want to risk getting stuck with
auto selected, which is fine.
no, it didn't auto select. I made the selection. I went.
Oh.
Yep. So
that's the player that would have been picked had you not made a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was absolutely ridiculous in the little tiny bit he played in the regular season, and then he had another 4 home runs in the World Series run for them. And they figure he has more speed than power.
Hey, if we can, like I said, if we can give give me 25 to 30 steals, I'll happily take that. I'll happily take that category every week.
Well, that's a category that I try to make sure I win, because that's one I lost every single week in the first year I did this, because I had no idea what the categories were. I'm like, wow, no one on my team can steal at all.
Yep, and it's my fantasy hockey league. I mean, it's dudes, all the good goalies were gone. I was literally stuck with scrubs and back lines. Okay, so I got the third pick. So we got Miller, McLean, Iglesias, Remuto, Ryan, Snell. And it's my turn again. Labor Torres. Haesung. Again, kind of weak.
Yeah, I don't know whether to recommend Iglesias to roll the dice. Oh, is Snell gone now? Okay.
Yep, Snell is gone. And
or Andres Munoz or someone in that category. Iglesias, I just keep waiting to fall off because he's getting old.
Yeah, let someone else take it. You know what? We'll go Andres Munoz. Just to,
he was one of my guys last year.
We were going with the reliability there. It was okay, we're trying, staying respectable.
Yeah, with Paul Sewald off to Arizona at the deadline last year, it's officially his job.
Yep, and who just went? I can't tell who went. So we got McLean, Iglesias, Remuto, Ryan, Torres, Kim, Smith, Schwarber. Jesus Luzardo, Christian Walker, and Remuto's gone. And Iglesias is gone, so somebody was going to take a flyer on him. You got Musgrove, another San Diego pitcher gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see.
There goes Alexis Diaz.
And there goes Smith.
Yeah, that's fine.
Will Smith, yeah. Chances are he's going to hit a rock at some point next year.
At some point, yeah. Well, I took him the last 2 years, and he was fine, but there's no reason to take a catcher
early
in the first 100, because today when I did it, I got Moreno at 200, and he's projected to hit 300 with 16 homers.
Yeah, let's see. McLean's gone. Torres is gone. So you got, and we still got a ways to go to my next pick. But thinking ahead, looking ahead, there's Castellanos, Contreras, Brian Reynolds. So I'm looking at the 8th pick. Is looking at Reynolds. So where are we on my roster here? I do need another outfielder. So potentially Reynolds is. It might be
based on what I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean you're looking Reynolds, Castellanos, or Phillips here, and then you've got 4 pitchers already, I think.
I got the Wheeler, Skubal, Hader, and Munoz. So I got.
It's a nice start.
Yep. So still need catcher, first, second, third, and utilities. So it's like Josh Young, potentially is in that spot there.
He gave me 25 home runs and limited at bats last year as my backup to. I can't remember if he was Austin Riley's backup or if he was Rafael Devers' backup, but they all hit 25 plus homers.
Let's see, Phillips from Los Angeles is gone.
Yeah. I think he's a good value bet considering how many wins that team should have.
And Bogarts is gone. Kim is gone off the board. Reynolds is gone.
Torkelson.
All right, so I might. So question is Springer is gone from Toronto. Sewald from Arizona is off the board.
No, I think Springer has 3 more years on his contract.
I mean,
Believe me, no one's too excited about that.
I'm sure he's somebody's favorite player up there.
Oh, he's a nice guy. I like him, but it's a long deal.
All right, Schwarber is gone, and let's see. I'm looking at
Christian Walker.
And Encarnacio Strand.
Strand.
Yep. So let's see. I got Walker available, Cassis, Castellanos.
This could be interesting. You could do like a Christian Walker, Kettle Marte with your next 2 picks and fill out 2 of the infield spots you don't have.
Yeah,
Marte's really the last reliable second baseman on the board. Everyone else is a gamble.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, that's the thing there. It's like.
Otherwise, Josh Young, of course.
Yeah, we'll go Walker, best available player, and so you get the 30 and 90.
Yeah. Last couple of years, he's been pretty reliable for the pop.
Yep, and he's like, okay, filling out, is like something comparable there. And I think I had Martin on one of my fantasy teams a couple years ago. I'm like, 100%.
So did I, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, it's like I'm thinking, it's like, yeah.
And then last year he was great. So it's like, screw you.
It's like, what's that dude that? He's like he was on the Mets and then went to Detroit with that terrible contract, middle infielder.
Bobby Baez.
Came up with the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's a bad contract.
It's like definition of a horrible long-term deal, and that would be it.
Not even the Yankees are going to eat that one. Whew.
All right, Castellanos is off the board. And Josh,
let you decide who you want for the next one. because there's a few good choices there.
Yeah,
You got
I could just like pass on Marte and go with Bryson Stott.
well, there's Young and Langford. And
Yeah. So
I
do we
would
take?
pass on anyone associated with the Washington Nationals, but
Yeah, dude. The question is, do we take Langford with the hope that he makes the team?
well, right now he has an 1100 OPS in spring training. There is a chance they send him to AAA for seasoning.
Yeah. That's the freaking gamble there.
Mm,
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe you go Young and see if Stott hangs around, or do you? Because I just don't think Stott has enough overall
Stott,
offensive profile.
Stott has Stott has Stott
Some steals.
has steals. He can steal
Yeah.
he can steal a bag.
Like I say, whatever you want to do here.
Yeah, it's like Marte is just a bit too flighty,
Same.
and
Yeah. Don't love
it's
him.
like and Josh Young may be available because he's injured, but who knows? It's like
I'd feel just as fine if I took like Brandon Drury
yeah, we'll take
later on instead of Kettle Marte.
yeah, taking Bryson Stott like and he's gonna
Get
get
your
at bat
steals.
and
Yeah.
he's yeah get the steals and he's gonna be hitting in the middle of the lineup anyway. So he has potential to knock in runs.
If he repeats 15 homers, 31 steals, and a 280 average, that's decent.
Yeah, it's like more than decent. That's it's like typical for a second baseman these days. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see who's gone. Steer's gone, King's gone, Swanson, and
Ah, Steer. That's a good one.
yeah, multiple
Steer has
positions.
like every position availability.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's like a lot. That's a lot there right off the bat.
He saved me last year on the one team because I took oh shoot, I can see his face. Crone. CJ Crone. And then he missed like most of the season. And I took Steer off waivers and he had like 25 homers and 80 RBI and he stole bases and he had a good batting average and I was like, thank God.
And let's see, Holmes is gone, Steele's gone, Sale's gone, or so
I
those
don't
are
trust Steele or Sale. Holmes is not a bad choice.
all right. So that's gonna be the question is here is like, will Josh Young or Wyatt Langford hang around long enough?
Langford might, just because of the risk.
Yeah, it's like
But he'll make the team at some point.
yes, the gamble, but there's a nice it's like as Hensley leaves the board.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about Ryan Helsley is he plays for the Cardinals,
Yep.
and they've been so bad the last couple seasons. Like, how many saves is he really gonna get?
Yeah, like for them, you're just drafting him for the strikeouts and like a decent
Mm.
ERA.
Well, if you want strikeouts, just go draft Aroldis Chapman later on.
Gray's gone. Bassett from Toronto is off the board.
Ooh, I think he's a good pick.
And we don't need a
He really
first.
is like a dog.
Uh, Spencer
Like,
Torkelson is like that that low batting average just scares me away. It's like, yeah, that's not gonna help. We know kind of want guys with you can get on base. Good pop though.
well, he had 31 homers last year.
Yeah, potentially 25 bombs. So it's like then I'm expecting Thomas to be off the board, and I'm expecting somebody to be stuck with Marte. Like
Yeah.
who's going to be who's going to be the sad sack who's either going to be benefiting from having Ketel Marte on the team, or who's going to be the one cursing his name every week of the season?
And Yandy Diaz is boring as sin, but for multi-position eligibility, that's not bad.
And I can stick him at third, and so I can. As Torkelson is off the board.
David Bednar was my guy the last 2 years. He's been really good for me.
So we got some. Like I said, I'm either Young or Langford, hopefully. And it's like,
Oh, Christ, my controller's dying.
in terms of it, is this charger, it keeps just turning off.
No, it just gave me the alert.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
other times it was because I forgot to touch it.
All right. Well, Diaz, as mentioned, is like, okay, he can play third, and then he can play first, and he's gone. Josh Young is gone.
You're out of here.
Yep. So
Jordan
Young is.
Walker's not a bad alternate. You get a little bit of pop with a bit of speed and should be a decent batting average.
Yep.
Should he last?
Yeah, Pena is off the board, but we don't need a shortstop. So
Nope.
just, Thomas
Pena's one of those fallback guys.
Yeah, Thomas is off the board.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, and so it's like, okay, so the big question is here: do we take the flight? I'm expecting Langford to be there.
So Langford or Walker, I guess, would be my suggestion for your other outfielder.
Yeah. It's like the potential is there.
Well, for both guys, really. Jordan Walker, they said, was disappointing last year, and he had like 20 homers and a 275 batting average in limited time.
Oh, Langford. Oh, and Langford's gone. So
Yeah.
all right. So that makes that conundrum easier, because Seiya Suzuki is like, okay, almost similar.
I think you'll get more overall steals out of Jordan Walker, but yeah.
Yeah, Suzuki doesn't have the speed yet. Like, yeah.
If his disappointing floor was like 280 with 20 homers, what the hell is his ceiling in his first full year?
And so it's like, Walker, you're on our team.
And my surprise guy, Mr. Bailey Ober, is on the board. He did a great job for me last year.
Yeah, could you use as potentially to consider additional starting pitching there at this point? As
Good thing is your guy. Oh, go ahead. What?
As Marte's off the board, so somebody can stick with him.
Hey, you know what? He'll probably hit 20 homers and 15 steals again this year, and we'll be like, screw you, man.
Basically.
Okay,
so
you're up again.
Let's see. Johan Duran, Andres Jimenez,
injured.
Seiya Suzuki, Pete Fairbanks, Shane Bieber, Josh Naylor. We don't need. So it's like.
I mean, Bailey Ober or Fairbanks. My concern with Fairbanks is he can never stay healthy.
And Manny's reliever, and definitely needs starting pitching at some point to alternate starters. So Ober, welcome to the team.
He was good last year, and they kept sending him down, and he still had like an ERA just over 3, as I recall.
Yep, last year,
3.4.
3.4 with 8 wins and 144 innings. I'll take a strikeout an inning.
Well, that's one of the stats I look at for sure.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll definitely take that. Now, let's see. At this point, next available, Alec Bohm potentially available. So
that's who I was going to suggest to you when you started talking about a different player. But your guy Alec Bohm is still there, and he's fairly safe. Gonna get you some decent things.
Yep, they can play third, can play first, decent home.
Yeah.
Hits in the middle of the lineup, so it's like having Bowman Stott on the squad there, and you probably can hear cars going by. And by the way, the other night when there was a bit of a crash that got my attention, folks, somebody nearly knocked down like the slow sign that's on the sidewalk in front of my house. So it's now bent. It's like any further, somebody would have hit my fucking fence. So I was like, God damn it. Now let's see. Suzuki's gone. Carrillo's gone.
Yeah.
Josh Lowe is available. It's like, but day to day. But somebody's going to grab
your fourth outfielder.
Yeah, but I need a third baseman at this point. And potentially, I would like to try to find somebody who can play multiple positions in the utility spots.
Actually, I'm looking at this, and there's a good chance Riley Green makes it to you as well. Not just for you could do Bohm, And then Green may still be there for your next pick, which would give you the spare outfielder with
decent pop, decent
a
average.
decent, yeah, and some steals. Not a lot, but
Well,
some.
you say that, but Green is gone.
Oh, never mind then. And I have a commercial.
Yep. Oh, it's one of it's like the cowboy wants to thank us for making this boring ass college work bearable. It's like,
No one's ever said such a nice thing about baseball.
yeah. So you're welcome, cowboy. It's like Verlander's gone. Like, meanwhile, let's catch up on the chat's budget with sports vibes as the Sixers and Suns get started. Stream elements remind us that Sunday night is Overwatch action. So let's draft a dream team, or at least a decent team. As like, yeah, this is the just chatting of this is just working just great. Just kicking back, taking it all in.
Drink it in.
All right, Ruiz is gone, so Kelly is
Yeah,
gone.
I can't see what you're doing, so
Yep. So Bohm is available. So
go for it.
taking Bohm here, that gives me a third baseman, and he can play.
I had him last year too.
Yep. Man.
Unspectacular, but useful.
Compared to scientific papers, I'm reading baseball in class. There you go. All right.
That is class.
Yeah. Let's see. So Josh Naylor, Josh Lowell.
Oh, Josh Lowell's still there. Oh, Josh Naylor is an absolute steal at 123.
As we say that, then
So
Lowe
is Lowe.
Lowe is gone.
Oh,
so Naylor's there. Ian Happ is there as a potential fourth outfielder.
James Outman could be a good source of steals and homers, but his batting average is suspect.
Yeah, it's like he's comparable with Happ, as well as Chad.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Happ.
Chas McCormick there, so it's like they're kind of
or McCormick, because that success came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Your call here, Chief.
You know what? Let's go for a little bit of reach here based in this category. Thairo Estrada. 20, potentially 20 plus steals. 270 average. 15.
I've never heard of him.
Out of
I was looking through him today, and I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Out of San Francisco, who is suspected to be good. So that gives me a. So that means next time around, I definitely am going to need an outfielder of sorts.
I think at this point you start looking at some more pitching.
Yeah. Bench players. I totally forgot to bench. I'm thinking of I totally forgot. Like, okay, yeah, bench is a thing.
Yeah. So pitching is more the angle here.
Yeah. So it's like, and then we can fill in the other guys on a day-to-day basis.
Let's pull up all pitchers.
All pitchers.
I can't believe Josh Naylor's still there. That's a good value pick. If you didn't already have Bohm and Walker, I'd say take him.
So pitchers that are there: Carlos Rendon, Brian Wu, Tanner Scott, Jose Berrios. Oh, Berrios. Sorry.
Rendon is so sketchy.
All right, Jordan Montgomery, who is like apparently
doesn't have a team.
Hey, Jose Alvarado is like, okay, it's like I'll make him think I know something. Grab Jose.
Alvarado and Leclerc.
Like
50s. All right. Yeah, this is the area where you start losing. Oh, scroll down a bit. I'm looking for a guy named Pepio.
How do you spell that?
Eepiot.
Ryan Pepiot out of Tampa?
Mm-hmm. He was traded to them after having a really good return to the lineup last year. He was a top prospect. And he goes to Tampa where everyone does well. He seems like a really safe bet. Like 2.1 ERA after the trade. or after the return to the lineup last year.
Yeah, and he's a starter reliever.
He seems like a safe bet to do something good.
Yeah, there's a strong possibility there. Excuse me.
And then Leclerc, just because he's the top reliever on Texas, who should be pretty good.
Yep. Rhys Hoskins is off the board.
I don't know what to think of him because he hasn't played in a year. I want to like him, but I keep passing on him because he hasn't played in a year.
Yep, Geloff out of Oakland is off the board.
Mostly because when he plays for Oakland, his good season is ignored.
Well, it's like Oakland is is like the second best AAA team in baseball, right behind Kansas City.
Hey, at least Kansas has Bobby Witt Jr., who is awesome.
Ian Happ is off the board at 157.
Yeah, let someone else have him.
Brown from Houston is gone.
Now, what's the rest of the board look like right now?
All right, the rest of the board, all players. Chas McCormick is still there.
Of course he is. No one trusts that. He came from out of nowhere to have that year last year.
James Outman is still there, and Anthony Sandolar,
Santander,
as a first baseman outfielder option. That actually would solve that potential.
Well, you've already got 2 first basemen.
Yeah, it's like with Bowman's being able to.
It's a redundancy.
Like I said, well, Sandolar for the outfielder, and it's like in games where like you can't put Bowman over at first because of schedule, so that's always like almost a safe bet on some cases there. But
if I were you in this slot, because you're getting close to that point where you're going to run out of relievers
definitely
and pitchers, I'm going to take one of your. Well, if you see a guy on there you like position player wise, go for it.
And unfortunately,
But with the second pick, Pepio, Leclerc, Alvarado, take one of those 3 guys before they're gone.
Yeah, it was like
because they'll go in the next little stretch.
Because at this point, I'm looking at the stats, but I don't know enough about these guys because they're not covered in my market, so I don't know. So it's like definitely, it's like Alvarado is definitely
Well, like I say, Outman's a good bet for 2020, but is he going to hit 250? Is he going to hit 270? I don't know.
So let's see.
Yeah, Outman's gone anyway.
Let's see. Jose Alvarado's like again. We're gonna make him
Akbard.
Akbard. Wait. So it's like
take Akbard.
Take who?
I'm joking.
Oh, wait, this like again. We'll make them think we know something. And not to mention with the Phillies bullpen, it's like we don't really have a closer. It's like almost anybody in the Phillies bullpen. You can draft it. You can potentially draft the entire Phillies bullpen, and you're gonna have like combined like a bunch of just saves. It's like assuming they win a lot. If they have it, if the team does well.
I just had an idea. Look up Marte.
Marte.
Mm-hmm.
Starling Marte.
No,
Junior. Navale. He's suspended.
Noelve Marte. Yeah, but he will be back. And he was a top 100 player before the suspension. Now, he's suspended for 80 games, but if he's still there, just cue him.
Cue him if he's there late.
Yeah, that's a guy who could provide you home runs and steals in the second half.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that good call there. And
you're up.
Yep, and wait, a bunch of guys. Wait, Leclerc's gone. This like my entire.
Wait. So, yeah, all those guys. I told you they were going to go.
Okay, so Puck, Uribe.
I mean,
Jax.
Here I'm looking Tovar.
Yeah, in terms of
if you want to go Wilson Contreras, he's not sexy, but he'll get you 20 plus homers at the catcher position.
Yeah, we're looking at pitchers. So
Okay, yeah, switch to pitchers then.
So it's a Puck,
I can't see the
Uribe,
board, so
a Puck, Uribe, and Jax are available. And you know what? I'm gonna go Jax to Griffin Jax.
Jax is the safer bet of the group. Oh, my guy Gavin Williams is still there, so that's fun. But he injured himself using a throwing weight.
I can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we've seen baseball injuries of all times happen. Like,
So athletic, man. Yeah, Brandon Paft isn't a bad potential one. Yuri Perez was great for me, but yeah, he just hurt his elbow in his last spring outing. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
yeah, so let's see. So there's Puck from Miami, Uribe from Milwaukee still available at this point.
You could look at Brandon Pfaft or whatever the hell that says.
Was it PF?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the potential starter.
I don't know if he'll still be there, but he's an interesting one at least.
So at least we have options there. So let's see, what's my thing? Hydration, thank you, Striker.
Who's my other guy that I usually suggest? Fuck, I've forgotten his name. I could see his face. Allen. Logan Allen. But you could probably get him very late in the draft.
Yeah, he's at 329. So it's like, all right. So we got one pitcher.
This beer is awful.
All right. So at the moment, we need a catcher, second major utility guy in terms of a starter, and then let's draft one more pitcher. Is here. Oh, things I've got. Kind of a little bit interesting here. It's like Brian
Eduardo
Rodriguez. I was just looking at the
Eduardo, yeah. He's an interesting one, but he's hurt as well. What the hell's wrong with him now? Jesus.
yeah, so like another
Oh,
star.
Bryce Miller. Bryce
Get
Miller's a pretty good bet.
Get Rendon for being the best on the bench. I had Anthony Rendon. That's where
I'm so sorry, Striker.
That's one. Yeah, this Striker remembers like a couple years ago, I had Anthony Rendon on my fantasy team. It was like,
no, I don't think that's what he's talking about. I think he's making a comment of how Rendon basically said he hates baseball in an interview this spring training.
Oh yeah, that was from like baseball is not his number one priority. Yeah, no shit. I think we've all figured that one out by now. All right, so at this
what did I just say to put on? Oh, never mind. Miller just went. Shit.
Yeah, Miller. Oh, here you say Miller is like Allen, Pfaft are like considerations there. Would somebody get stuck with Jordan Montgomery even if he's not on the team?
Well, someone will sign him at some point, and he's not eligible for draft pick compensation because he got traded during the season. And he's a good pitcher. Like the last 3 or 4 seasons, his cumulative ERA is around 3.1, 3.2.
Yep, and Montgomery's off the board. Hayes is off the board.
All right, he's injured, so it's fine.
So potentially, I'm not looking at McKenzie, Pfaft.
I took McKenzie last year, and then he missed like the whole damn season.
Yeah, so it's like Striker's cracking one open.
Rightly so. Cheers, Striker.
McKenzie, the potential is there, but that's a gamble.
Is he healthy? Yeah.
That's the question.
Whereas Brandon Pfaft joins a huge offense, so if nothing else, he might be a source of wins.
The Knights suck.
What?
The Golden Knights, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
I guess the Knights are having a bad one out there this evening. And they won the Stanley Cup within a few years of existence. I mean, what are the odds that they'll be the Florida Marlins of the NHL?
They are the funniest, least loyal hockey team ever.
So wait, so they are the Florida Marlins of the NHL. Aha.
Math.
Okay, so I need another starter. So let's see. McKenzie's a risk. Faf is like, okay.
I'd say, yeah, Faft is probably safer.
Charlie
Or however the hell you pronounce it.
Morton is like is coming off of injury, I'm guessing.
He's also old as hell.
Yep, and anyone down the line there, and Harrison had a decent year.
I don't know who the hell he is.
Out of San Francisco. You know what? Let's go Faf.
Yeah.
Just in case, at the very least, if he's in the rotation to any degree.
Yeah.
I mean, so at least we got we got pitching to some degree, and I can guys make the rotation. I can rotate the guys in and out. So.
All right.
All right.
I
So
mean,
back.
basically, you're looking maybe for another reliever and another starter, and then the rest of the way it's hitters. So I would
Went back to the.
consider just going back to the hitters for a bit.
Went back to all.
Chas McCormick's still there.
Went back to all players.
Dalton Varsho's having a huge preseason. He's got 7 steals, a home run, a whole bunch of extra base hits.
Yeah,
I think he'll be better than what he showed last year, but I don't know how much better. So it's a risk. Dave Moreno as a catcher is a very safe bet to get you a few steals, some home runs, and a really good batting average.
Yeah,
if you were ever to get a catcher here, this would be the time kind of idea.
Yeah, because the other comparable catcher at this point is Johan Helm. Heim out of
Jonah
Texas.
Heim. Yeah, I
It's
don't trust him at all.
More power, but worse average. And again, it's
Much worse.
And it's like we're
Otherwise, it would be Alejandro Kirk, the man that I once said had a very similar face structure to you.
Yes, Alejandro Kirk. Will have been my catcher 2 years in a row. So it's like
well, he looks like he'll be better this year because he's in much better shape.
yeah, it was the
If
one
that's the betting
so we'll
value.
take Gabriel Moreno, and if Kirk is still available later on.
Well, you don't have to take an extra catcher, but yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Well, actually, depending on games and stuff like that, you never know.
Did you get an extra outfielder? Because Varshaw's not a horrible option.
No, I did.
Otherwise, Lourdes Gurriel's good for at least a good batting average.
No, I did not. It's like at this point, a lot of dudes are being taken from all over the place. I guess folks are looking at like for various different things.
The only issue with Griffin Jax is like, who the hell knows how long Duran is out for? And if Duran is out for like 2 months, Jax could pick up 10 to 15 saves. If he's not, then Jax's value falls off the map very quickly.
Yeah. Could be worse. That's why we were trying to even out, trying to draft an even team instead of like loading up all in one category.
What's left for relievers?
Relief pitchers: Alex Lang, Carlos Estevez, Louis Varlin, Will Smith.
Estevez will definitely be the closer on his team because the only guy that he was competing with is injured right now. Finnegan's competing with Harvey, and I think Harvey might end up winning that job in the long run.
And Finnegan's also out day today too. AJ Puck, Yimi Garcia, Aroldis Chapman, Garrett Whitlock. So who is it? You said it was like
there we go.
Carlos Estevez, right?
Yeah, Estevez. You can put him on the to watch list, but he's not reliable. But he'll likely be the first to get saves with the only other guy threatening him injured right now.
So we have that going for us, and we can look at for a potentially another outfielder. So it's like if Varsho was there.
Is Hunter Harvey still? Oh, sorry, you've already switched. Never mind.
Oh, what? Hunter Harvey. Nope, he was drafted at 188.
Okay, that's fine.
It's like we're on the fly here.
Harvey has a good chance to take Finnegan's job in Washington, and they are getting a little better. I make fun of them, but Mackenzie Gore has a chance to do some good things. It's not all bad.
Like I said,
Justin Turner, interesting.
Yeah, that's I might grab him for a super utility spot because he can play first, second, and third. was like, I don't have a. What do I have? I forget what I have. Okay, I got Estrada as a second and short. That kind of covers, a couple of positions there.
Mm.
And if Justin Turner gets a fair amount of at bats because of his
He'll mostly be our DH this season.
still, but if he's eligible for multiple
Oh yeah,
positions,
he's eligible.
yeah. No, oh, that was who was I had. It was like the dude on the Yankees. Uh, who like 1 year was this that first, second, third. He
Oh,
and
Kiner
outfield.
Falefa?
First, second, third,
He's with the Jays now too.
and outfield. It wasn't a short. He was like dude was available at
Yeah.
4 positions at one point, and it was
It's
like
got to be Kiner Falefa.
no, it was somebody the Yankees. It was like a corner person. Would have been Chris Bryant? No, he wasn't a Yankee.
No, he doesn't ever played for the Yankees.
No, it was like Justin Morneau.
No, Denver played for the Yankees.
No, not Morneau. I was like something with an M.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh well. All right,
Oh, you're up.
Let's see.
Well,
We have his Nathaniel Lowe, Jonathan India, Dalton Varsho, but Starling Marte. So we'll go Varsho because with the first name, because I forget, is he named after first Dalton after Darren Dalton? Because I know Gary Varsho played for a hot
might
minute.
be, yeah.
Because Gary Varsho played for a hot minute with the Phillies and was a.
Well, hopefully that's a good pick for you, because I have no idea how that's going to go, but I do believe he's going to be better this season.
Hey, it's like for like a utility guy, it's like okay, if he hits 230, it's like if he hits above 220, that's good. If he can if his bat finds the ball an X amount of times.
We traded for him and he had hit 27 homers and 245. And then last year, I just felt like he was a guy, because he's an excellent defender, but he was trying so hard because we spent Gabe Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel to get him. And I think in the last 6 weeks or so, he hit like 7 or 8 home runs, and he just looked like the player we thought we were getting.
Hey, so sometimes it's like with that pressure, like if
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He relaxed.
Yep.
Maybe this year he'll be relaxed.
Yep, and Justin Turner went so before him, so it's like.
But you've already got Estrada, which gives you versatility, so that's fine.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Estevez is gone.
Yep. So at this point, do we go for another reliever? Or
let's see what they have.
There's India, Moncastle, Marte. Let's see what's available on the pitching side.
If you're looking utility, Byron Buxton's as crazy a bet as anyone.
Is he eligible for multiple positions or just for the utility position? That's
just utility.
Yeah, so there you go.
He's a wild, who knows what's going to happen bet. Yeah, I don't know who to suggest here.
We take Abner Uribe.
Yeah. With Joel Payamp struggling and Devin Williams, one of the best closers in baseball, out for at least 3 months. This kid could get his chance.
It could be a sleeper. It could be a sleeper hit. It could be a sleeper pick, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, yeah, this one will take like a half an hour. So it's like no, it goes like folks are making selections quick and everything. It's taking like a solid 90 minutes. Like
well, you could do a second team if you wanted.
I have a second team already. So
no, I mean while we're streaming, you could do another team.
And just ignore it for the course of the entire season.
Why? Why would you ignore it? It's your team, man.
All right, so at this point we will take, I guess we'll potentially take the best players or the best options available. So let's see, just make sure I have.
How many picks we got left? 4?
Yep, 4 picks left.
4. Trevor Story is interesting. I don't know what to think there, but Brandon Drury could be valuable for you, the first, second option.
Yep, and
He's had consecutive 25 home run seasons. He's boring as hell, but
Luis Ranculo, how long is he out for?
who's out?
Luis
Oh,
Rengifo.
Rengifo.
Yeah, Rengifo.
Oh, I took him last year and he played like shit.
Also hit the same hamstring back on February 26th, but contends that the injury isn't as serious this time around. It's clear when he might be ready to play in the game, however, and his readiness is certainly up in the air. So if he's there.
You're looking for power, Ryan McMahon plays in Colorado.
They said McMahon or
Yeah, he was just on your screen.
MC Ryan McMahon. Okay, so there he is. Second base, third base.
He's, again, not very entertaining, but he might give you some pop as a utility guy.
Yeah, that's definitely a solid option there. And India's gone, Drewby's gone, Friedel's Friedel.
I love that the Reds signed Heimer Candelario when they already had like 8 infielders, like 26 and under.
No one has accused the Reds of being smart in terms of any of their signings in like the past.
They have so many outfielders.
Like, I don't think the Reds have ever been the same ever since like Ken Griffey Jr. trained. To be honest with you,
Ooh.
like
Carlos Correa, man, there's a sketchy option.
yeah, no, I did that once, and yeah, no,
Same.
no,
Did
no.
last year.
It's like
That went great.
yeah. Carlos Correa. Well, he gave like what did do last year? He was the 230. Hey, he gave you 18 home runs, but then still the single.
He hit 230 while hitting like 400 for the final 5 weeks of the season. That's how bad the first 5 months of the year was for him.
I can't believe it. All right, so let's see. Puck is still there, Marte's still there, and Allen is still there. So it's like,
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily get Puck because I don't know what the hell his position is now.
pitcher.
Yeah,
It's like
they've
we
switched.
we don't.
Originally, he was their closer, and now they're moving him to a starter.
It's like
So they don't have a closer, but they have so many starters injured that I think they're doing it because there's so many injuries. But Puck failed in Oakland as a starter, so
you just sometimes desperation needs. It's like okay,
yeah,
he has the
he's scary.
he has the experience. That's the thing.
Well, I'm
So
going with Stroman or Logan Allen over AJ Puck, that's for sure. Yeah, pissed. I think I just acquired him, so I'm gonna have to drop him already because they changed their mind with all the injuries to their pitchers.
see, Finnegan's gone, Julian's gone. So let's see here. Do we want another pitcher?
No, I think you can get some hitters here.
All right, so let's see. Let's see what's the meaning of it. Lourdes Gurriel, Logan Hope, and that's a bit of a slight redundancy there. Taylor Ward, Mitch Garver, Lars Nootbaar is hurt. Carlos Correa, no. JD Martinez, we don't know what his status is going to be. Andrew Vaughn.
Oh yeah, I forgot no one signed JD.
No, he's with LA. He's just not active.
No, the NA means he doesn't have a team.
Oh, okay. JP Crawford.
Your call. I have no idea who to suggest here. It's not a thrilling group.
Definitely not. I was like, Ryan McMahon, come on down.
Sorry, I didn't oof that. I oofed the Jake Fraley. That wasn't your pick.
Jake All right, so let's see. That gives us 3 spots left, and what's Ringfulo's with the again? His opening day is going to be questionable.
I don't know if you want to maybe do like Logan Allen or Marcus Stroman, someone of that ilk next. And
Strowman's
that would
gone.
finish off your pitchers. He's gone? Wow.
Yeah, 194. He went off with the board a
Wow.
while ago.
Oh, ad. That's
Eh,
surprising because he usually doesn't go really at all.
So we keep an eye on Logan Allen as
He's had a really good spring and was okay last year in his first call up. ERA around 3.8, I think.
let's see what happened in the chat there. Chat, I think misinterpreted as striker lobbying for Anthony Rendon like a pro.
Chat can't understand sarcasm.
Oof! Shots fired at the Knights, and of
Mhm.
course, draft day drama. uh,
You're gonna go to WrestleMania?
nope.
It's in Philly.
It is, but I do know this Sunday stream is going to be delayed in starting because my brother invited me to go see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Nice.
He's
I've
paying. It's
never
like
seen a Ghostbusters movie.
I recommend 3 of the first 4 films that were released: 1984, 1989, and the one from a couple years ago, Afterlife. The 2016 movie has no connection to the other films.
Oh, it sounds like you're up.
Yep, and Logan Allen joins the squad and might take a flyer on Marte.
Yeah, like I say, he's gonna miss most of the first half. Hey, I was right, 3.8.
Oh, he's on the 3.8.
Logan Allen.
Oh,
um, yeah, he's gonna miss 80 games with the suspension, but he in the whatever games he played last year, it was maybe like 25 games. He had like 2 or 3 homers and around 10 steals. So it's interesting.
yep. And so we have Mitch. So who can we grab? So the question is, who's going to be available at this point? I'm going to assume.
Do you want another catcher?
I always typically carry 2. The question is, that also would be the question: is there a catch? Because sometimes there will be catchers. I've looked out, and sometimes years past where a catcher can be put into another position if needed.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Yainier Diaz from Houston, but he's a bit of a high pick. He's got first and catcher eligibility.
And there's Eric Hassey out of Milwaukee, catcher and outfield. David Fry out of Cleveland can catcher first and outfield.
Yeah, but they're not on rosters currently. You look at their ranking, 1,300. None of these guys are going to be available to play. It's nice that they have multiple positions, but they're not going to play unless there's
Yeah.
a massive injury.
MJ Melendez out of
Yeah, but he
Kansas.
plays for Cleveland or Kansas. Yeah.
240, 21 home runs, again as a catcher and an outfield option.
Yeah, but he's behind Sal Perez. I don't know what he's going to really do.
I can go 3 years in a row with having Alejandro Kirk on my team.
There could be worse options. He's had a great spring. He's lost 20 or so pounds. He's put on a bunch of muscle. The guy makes contact like no one else.
Yep, and it has a bit of pump. So there we go.
He's one that I'd consider.
Yeah, so he's at ring 330 and wait, unless he just went off the board.
Sorry?
Nope. But it's looking like folks have left the draft thing in terms of it. So it's like then paying attention to who was available and who's not, and
They're gonna find a way to make this take longer.
oh well, come on! It's like to stretch it out. It's like it's around. It's like 60 seconds between rounds. How to make those picks fast, and we were under the gun.
Mm-hmm. The other nice thing about Alejandro Kirk is Danny Jansen's already broken a bone in his hand, or wrist, or whatever it was.
So he's going to get playing
his
time.
job. Yeah.
He's going to have playing time to start the year.
Mm-hmm. He'll certainly get a chance to prove whether or not he his workouts in the off season meant anything.
It was like last year. He had a nice season last year. It was like 250. Granted, only 8 home runs, 43 RBI. He's been
Yeah,
300.
but he hit like 280 the year before.
Yeah, it's like the problem is with batting averages these days is like with all the analytics and the launch angles and the changes in swings, to like
Ooh, that's a good gamble pick that someone just made there. Devin Williams,
yep and
251. He's
yep
going to
and
miss half the season, but
yep and Puck is off the board. Somebody took him at 252.
he's just too risky for me. Because what the hell is his role going to be long term? If those those starters end up coming back, he gets pushed to the bullpen. Is he the closer at that point? His value is really in flux.
Let's see, Vaughn's gone. Melendez is gone. Funny, that's we were just talking about him. Pedromo is gone. I had him, and he as like again the super utility guy that's being able to bounce around and stick him in the line, put him in there on days where it's like, okay, who's starting? Chapman is gone. Detmers is gone.
I took Detmers last year. Detmers and Brady Singer and McKenzie and Robbie Ray were complete disasters for me.
And I think I had Alex Verdugo last year on the team.
So did I. I also had Andrew Benintendi.
It's like at this point, I'm seriously thinking that Alejandro Kirk is like my mascot in fantasy teams. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
I like Kirk. I've always liked Kirk. He makes contact like anything else, and if he could just improve his launch angle a bit, he'd probably be a much better player. He never strikes out. Ugh, Luke Rayleigh. Good lord.
Anthony Rizzo is like
Rizzo
one
has
of
had a,
these.
he has had a good spring.
Yeah. Question is like next time there's a. Thank you, McCowboy, for making me for having me adjust my posture.
Yes, gotta remember the posture, man.
And let me just reach down, grab a bit,
I,
grab a bit of iced
I,
tea.
I will also reach down and grab a bit of beer. I'll get a small beer in case we continue with this.
It's a small beer. It's a large beer.
No, it's like the size of a Coke instead of a tall boy.
A normal size beer.
No, that's a small beer here.
Oh yeah.
This is Canada.
McCowboy, just don't ask about my posture while reaching down for a Red Bull.
Oh dear, I have never had an energy drink.
The same here.
Really? Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never ever had
with,
one.
with my warped sleep patterns, it's like because there are days where there are times where I can be up for like was going like only like limited hours of sleep, and then for long stretches, and then like total nutsy the rest of the time. Alejandro Kirk, guess what? You're on my team again.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. How am I alive? I run on caffeine and self hatred, bro. Self hatred comes easily. I'm in South Jersey. All right, so that comes naturally.
Fist bump. T-shirts.
Like self hatred from South Jersey. Self hatred's bred into us. But in terms of caffeine, it's like I get a lot of my I've never liked coffee.
Oh, you're up.
All
Your
right,
last pick of the draft.
so the question is here: Do I go with
You
Marte?
gamble.
Have him sit on the roster.
Take someone. Well, the good thing is you can likely put him on IL and then grab someone off waivers.
Yeah, so we're grab Marte there. It's like, yeah, we know something nobody else knows.
Oh, he was absolutely going to be my guy, and then that happened.
Yeah, he comes back in at the All-Star break, or there's about.
Yeah, he could be a nice little pickup for power and steals down the stretch.
Yeah, if anything, knowing Cincinnati, they might flip him for someone too. So.
If I were the Jays, who just traded Santiago Espinal there today, I would have inquired about him since they have 47 infielders on their 40-man roster.
Yeah, so that's probably what they're doing. Is like a lot of guys dudes are being designated for assignment or released or.
It's ridiculous. They've got Spencer Steer, Heimer Candelario, Ellie De La Cruz, Christian Encarnacion Strand, Matt McLean, Jonathan India, Noelve Marte. It's like, where the hell are these guys playing?
Cincinnati. It's like that's where they're playing. All right, so zoom that out a bit there as see who the last few selections are going to be. Is like Davis from Pittsburgh, Campanzano from San Diego, and Lowe from Tampa Bay are off the board.
Also, McCowboy, I'm a Canadian ginger, so I just run on sarcasm. So, hello.
Oh, and also congratulations to our good friend the F and Dante Savage, whose album is now out. Shooting at Ghosts. I think the band is called Shooting at Ghosts.
Yes, we had a hilarious conversation about that today.
And the album's called Lifelines. It is you can I dropped I put the link in the Discord, and what was it? Also, it's like you can listen to the full album. It's available on everything from Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, YouTube. Dante's been working on that for a while, so it's like every time we post something on Facebook about it, yeah, I'm like resharing it, I'm spreading the word, and we're talking about it here. So it's like, the question is shooting at Ghost, like, and he also to one part I think it's like, okay, it's like, is he named it after all the horror games that he played? His band or current music endeavor.
That is a high possibility.
Like he was predominantly a horror streamer, much to his own chagrin. It's like I remember when I started streaming regularly, I randomly came across him. He was playing Alien Isolation.
I randomly came across him playing Dead Space, I think.
Yeah, because you came across something like that. McCowboy, I'm what's officially known as what we call a tang here, and I think stereotypical country person. Rebel's drink is a known drink of choice for us. Tang, not thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you said tang. We call it.
NI?
I'm not sure what NI is.
Yes.
I know he's in the over in the UK. So.
Oh, so I would assume Northern Ireland.
Yeah. If that's the case, Northern Ireland, I didn't even know that much. If that's like and then a tang stereotypical country person. Oh, it is correct, Northern Ireland. Good call there, Iceman.
There we go.
All well right. Done. So as we
Jared Kelenic, funny.
So let's see who was left available here in the draft. Like who could potentially be game changers down the line? Josh
Vaughn
Bell
Grissom is one to look at.
Jake Fraley.
No.
Brent Rooker. If he gets out of Oakland, maybe.
Pop at least.
Luke Raley. Nelson Velasquez.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like, okay, just looking at their projections, it's like who might be available. Like I could have grabbed Johan Rojas as, Oh, it says like it's due thinking of an M. It played for the Yankees. And it's like, yeah, DJ LeMahieu. First, second, and third base eligibility.
Yeah, but his upside has gone way
down. way down, but it's like as a backup option, is like in terms of like, okay, you need someone, you want to make sure you have as many players being able to start on any given day. That's where his value was in terms of like, okay, if he gives you anything, it
But he's really
works.
fallen off the board.
It's like,
And you've got your positions covered pretty well.
yep. Yeah, because we got Strada defending that second and short, and then we got McMahon for second and third. Marte, he comes back as a third base option, or if I get things go really bad, I can drop Marte and grab um, anyone here. Is like as a potential. Like was it Tommy Edman? What's his deal? Wrist injury, so he's probably not going to be available for a good while, depending on the seriousness of that. So like
Brendan Donovan's an interesting enough one. He's tried to add some power, usually hits for a good average, and has a lot of positional eligibility.
this is Brendan Donovan.
I
Yep.
did see him on there when you
Yeah.
were scrolling.
Yeah, he is there. At 281, 10 homers, 48 RBIs last year. So it's like the potential is there. Not a bad season.
Yeah.
It's like he just had the misfortune of playing in for the Cardinals.
St. Louis, yes. And Mackenzie Gore, even with his struggles last year, still has potential because he's young enough with the strikeouts.
Yeah, last year 4.42 ERA. Like, okay, give you innings, give you the strikeouts per inning, so it's like a fair amount. And playing in the NL East and playing against Philadelphia, that has a team that will strike out a lot. Schwarber, Harper, Castellanos.
Every player in the league these days, Jesus.
It's like it could be so much worse, but at the same time, it could be so much better. Excuse me.
I still think you guys should sign Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah, it's gonna be the question is like who gets bumped from the road because we're problem is we kind of got like a logjam both on the starting pitching and in our bullpen.
Your bullpen's surprisingly deep. It just lacks a number one guy.
We don't have
which
a
is where
close.
Jose Alvarado has.
Yeah, it's like because we also has because our entire bullpen is not exactly like closer by committee, but it's also more like situational. Like
Yeah,
I
don't mind.
Yeah, it's like in essence, that's kind of like where baseball is, heading. Anyways, like you don't really have like a closer per se. You typically,
I love your team.
They are very entertaining and a personality laden bunch. It's like,
yeah, Gorman would have been a good pick for you. That's too bad. I'm seeing him on your screen there.
Oh yeah, at the top, yeah, it's like, and he went pretty early. It's like, and I grabbed dropped start at 99, and like as a third baseman, I grabbed Bohm at 142. So, well, Gorman was available then, so it's like
lots of pop. He was one of the guys I mentioned as a good later option.
Yeah, probably missed overheard this. It's like, okay, so who?
It's fine.
Yeah, but it's like,
hey, who knows if he actually does that?
If he does, if he doesn't do that, we look smart. If he does do that, yeah.
Well, he was a top prospect who got into some games last year and hit over 20 home. I think he had 27 last year.
Yeah, he had 27, 236, 27, and 76. So
it's one of those. All right, his batting average sucked, but he drove in some home runs, which is a category you have to try to win.
Mm-hmm. And again, if you can knock in runs, if you can swipe a bag or two, and that's kind of like the big thing there. And we're still primarily staying on this screen here because we're still. Let's see who else would have been available. Just scrolling down here. And again, a lot of what these stats are just like the potential, the projected stats. Like what you
Paul
expect them to
Grissom was
do.
one of my guys. Joey
Da-
Meneses had a good year last year, but his pop is questionable.
David Robinson. Uh, and I'll say this about Robinson again: folks want to rip on Robinson for how he pitched in the playoffs for the Phillies, but one has
He
to
was fine.
remember he does. You don't get to the playoffs without him. He saved 18
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, David Robertson's been solid. He continues to be solid. I can't believe he's still as good as he is considering his age.
Oh well, there was a guy who came up in Milwaukee and had some great years in Toronto that lasted a really long time named Dan Plesac. Like if you know,
He surely did.
and then you want to go even further, there's this other guy.
Charlie Blackmon.
There's another guy who came up with Chicago, ended up in Baltimore, and then made his way to Seattle. And this thing, and then
Charlie, Mr. Moyer.
yes,
Mhm.
Mr. Father Time himself.
Hey, he was like 52 when he retired with the Phillies or some
No,
ridiculous age.
no, he was nearing 50.
Yeah, I know. I'm just exaggerating.
It's like, but he was like, I think 48, and with the Rockies, like something along those lines, like oldest player ever to win. Like again, the one has to assume like what was Satchel Paige's
Ooh.
real age.
You were looking for a utility guy. Whit Merrifield is still there. That's interesting.
Yeah, the second baseman outfield option, and assuming he gets that many at bats.
The guy can still get the odd steal. That's one who could be
A sleeper
someone
pick
you
there.
grab. Well, that could be one you pick up when Marte goes to the IL, when the season officially begins.
Yeah, assuming that option is available, of course.
Well, yeah, it's a week from now or whatever it is, because the Dodgers and Padres played the first game of the season last night.
Yeah, so the season, yeah, so
So
that's
there's not a lot of time.
yeah, so with Marifiosa is like, yeah, the super utility option,
Well, let's
and
take
let's
a
see,
peek.
Jack Peterson. I had him
Mhm.
on. He's like, you know,
Luis
is
Severino could be an interesting one.
Severino? Where is he?
Mm. You just scrolled past him.
Oh, yeah. ERA is a bit rough.
It was last season, but he's been good in the preseason, and a guy who historically has been very good. He could be interesting on a shitty Mets team.
Yeah, problem is everybody on a shitty Mets team is always interesting. Then
Yeah,
again,
that's why I told you not to take friggin' Francisco Lindor.
yeah. Well, let's all remember something, folks. The last time the Mets had a team like exactly like the one last year was the team like the early '90s, which was so bad they wrote a book about it, which began one of Bobby Bonilla's infamous issues with the general sports media.
Let's get in line, Bobby. Oh, how's Orlando Arcia, the starting shortstop for the Braves?
Yeah, wait.
Nice.
Yes,
The hell
yes,
was that?
that was them telling me there's like, oh, there's 10 seconds left and they're gonna close the window.
Oh, cool.
3, 2, 1, yes, and all right. So we
He had
have
17 homers.
so our squad here consists of, let's see, Corbin Carroll, Zach Wheeler, Bo Bichette, Tarek Skubal, Josh Hader, Evan Kata, Andres Munoz, Christian Walker, Bryson Stott, Jordan Walker, Bailey Ober, Alec Bohm, Tario Estrada, Jose Alvarado, Griffin Jacks, Brandon Fatt, Gabriel Moreno, Dalton Varsho, Abner Uribe, Ryan McMahon, Logan Allen, Alejandro Kirk,
Woo.
and Novelli Mate, who will more likely be on the disabled list in very, very short order.
He will be a stash pick.
Yeah, like we're just gonna put him off over here. We're gonna put him in the corner. We're gonna put him in a little box. And
It should interesting blend of steals and power and upside.
yes, most certainly there. And I want to make sure I have.
Now I want to see you do one without anyone talking and just your own picks and see how like the Twitch one does versus the Fred one does.
Yeah, but that would involve me having to manage both teams quite heavily over the course of the season. So it's like, and I
I have
don't.
5 teams.
Yeah, just having to remember to log, the pop in and bounce on all of them is like day to day, or setting,
I just do it when I get up while I'm drinking my first cup of the day.
yeah, or in this case, it's like setting up the trying to plan ahead for the week, because that's what I do with the fantasy basketball and hockey. I don't check those every day. I just look
Oh.
at, I just check to see who is starting and so forth, and hope no one gets injured. And I'm in the playoffs for. I'm in the hunt. I'm in the playoffs on the basketball one. So far this week, I'm
Really
winning.
enjoying that pretty much all of my basketball teams are either first or like third, and I paid like no attention to them.
I fade a fair amount there, but I went. I was like, my fantasy basketball team is like, and I can pull that up, folks. It's just like I need to switch to it here, because like
That's a very different taste.
it's like who is on my let's see, fantasy basketball team. It's like well, this is folks are gonna get a really good laugh at this if you follow basketball at any shape, way, or form.
I do.
So on my current NBA basketball team, and please note, it's like my roster went through many changes this year. So currently, Alex Caruso out of Chicago, Stephen Curry out of Golden State, D'Angelo Russell, Bohan Bogdanovic out of the Knicks.
Bojan Bogdanovic and his brother Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Mikael
That's not a
Bridges.
joke. That's his actual name.
I think I had him on here, and I had to drop him because of injuries. And it's like I needed to.
Oh, Bogdan's been better than Bojan. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah. I know. I have Bogdan, but he wasn't playing tonight, so I have them both.
Ah.
So I have them
Oh,
both.
cool.
Mikael
good.
Mikael
Oh, there he
Bridges.
is. Yeah.
Mikael Bridges off of Brooklyn. Pablo
Oh,
Banchero off of Orlando. Yusuf new kick out of Phoenix.
Nurkic.
Walker Kessler out of Utah.
Hey, Franz. I
Franz
like
Wagner. Franz Wagner out of Orlando. TJ McConnell off of Indiana. PJ Washington. Johan Valanciunas. I'm not
Jonas
sure.
Valanciunas.
Thank you.
You did well on the last name.
And then I had Malcolm Brogdon and Carl Anthony Towns.
That cat is the big one for you. Oof.
So it's like, and no, I've had numerous other guys on the squad.
Losing Carl Anthony Towns, that hurts.
Yeah, when that happened, it's like, shit. But I think I was like, who did I pick up? Because I think I picked up a Jonas off of that. I had to like keep going for him.
Really?
He was
waivers.
Yeah, he was available late. I guess like no, because I think
That's a really good pickup.
yeah. So far, because we're in the first round of the playoff week, so I'm a help on field goal percentage, free throw percentage made, 3 pointers, points, down on rebounds, assists, up on steals, and
Nice.
fewer turnovers. So we kind of got that going for us. So like I said, that's why I had this one team and I kind of focused on it. Like I tried to make moves based on different things there. And now for the real horror show for your hockey fans. It's like first I'm let me just pull up the thing here. My hockey team is in 6th place. So this is the final week of the season. So it's like playoff
Oh, I
It's
did not know that.
yeah, so this is the final week of the season for the fantasy league, and so like
Hmm.
next week begins the playoffs. So I'm in sixth at the moment, and so I'm up 5-2 so far this week.
Nice. Oh, I got an ad.
Yep, and so it's like let's catch up on the chat. Chat's getting local flavor with McCowboy repping North Ireland and sharing the Red Bull love. They're also getting cozy
Woo!
with the sports score bot, keeping tabs on Philly's finest. But oh no, at halftime, the Suns are scorching the 76ers with a 60-47 lead.
So hot.
But the Sixers turn up the heat in the second half. And also, Red Bull, remember, Red Bull gives you wings.
Oh dear.
Again, Frosty Tools is like the Frosty Tools bot is like the best bot in the business. It's like just to recap on the chat. It's like there's a lot going on in the chat and the recaps. It's just awesome to read
It's kind of funny.
because it does a really good job of summarizing stuff too. Like this, it was like was it last night? It was like Panda popped in. As Panda breaks out the dance of dinosaurs there. Panda popped in and says like, oh, they went out and they had a day out of town. It's like, oh, they went out and went to McDonald's. And it's like, oh, she had a burger and fries, and Baby Panda had chicken nuggies. And the bot responded with the line, "Baby Panda's living their best life with some nuggies." It's like,
I mean, it feels accurate.
yeah, it's not wrong. The bot was not wrong. It's like chicken nuggets are good. It's like the one good thing at McDonald's. Yeah, the one thing it's like the one thing that's universally good at McDonald's is the chicken nuggets. Like they don't.
I do like the quarter pounder.
Yeah. The problem is I have
Suck.
yeah. The problem I have with McDonald's in general with their burgers is that their burgers are so freaking small. It's always like okay, it's like a quarter pounder. Yeah, that seems like it's a lot, but maybe it is how it is here with locally. It's just like they and compared to like every other place where I can get a burger, McDonald's is like they have some tiny burgers. It's like some small, like they have like the smallest patties imaginable. But it's like, and keep in mind, it's like I'm comparing that to like Burger King, which I don't particularly care for, but also Checkers. I'm comparing it to Wendy's. I'm also comparing it to like a lot of the local.
Wendy's.
I'm comparing it to a lot of the local places here. Now, it's like and I'll have to say the best burger and where I in my area is a place called the 45th Street Pub. Because that's it's an actual burger. It's like you pick it up and it's like if you think of a burger like you're seeing like pop culture like in like in the commercials and stuff for all these major fast food chains, like oh they look big and juicy and tantalizing. Yeah, I go to the 45th Street Pub for a burger like that. It's like that's like an authentic big ass burger.
Fair enough.
All right. So the horror show that is my fantasy hockey team at this exact moment. Sidney Crosby, Joe Erickson.
Oh, he's injured.
He's out, but he's not on the DL. So it's like okay, but he should be back. So
Master.
Like, Jake Gutenzel, Kyle Connor, who back off of injury, and thankfully is why
great.
Coming off of injury, and he was like the surge I needed for the playoff push here. Quentin Byfield has come in,
nice.
Super utility in terms of center, left wing, right wing, rotating.
He's been playing really well.
David Pasternak.
Pasta is doing well.
Josh Morrissey. Brady Skeesh.
Shay.
Damn it!
Yeah, I have no idea how that says Shay, but sure.
Well, it's like there's this clip
Seth Jones.
Yeah, it's like Dylan DeMello, Seth Jones. Again, defensemen were needed there. Frank Bartrano, Zach Hyman, and Brandon McNabb.
You got some hits,
Yeah, that's it. That is.
which is an important category.
Why am I getting into the playoffs? It's like, yeah, you know what? I got some guys who can put some people on the boards.
Well, that was my problem in my last year when I did this for the first time. I didn't know hits was a category, and none of my guys could hit.
Yep. Now I'm kind of grateful that this is like okay, it is like this the perfect thing in terms of that it's just showing the forwards and defensemen.
Mm. You're not showing the goalies, eh? What's
Oh,
available to add, Fred?
not a damn thing at this point. Eunice Corposalio, Samuel Erison, Peter Mrazek.
My controller died again. Oh, Peter Mrazek, no.
It's like,
Oh my God, Jonas Corposallo.
keep
Oh
in mind,
no.
Samuel
You're
Erison.
better off just punting on all the goaltending statistics.
That's basically no. I've no collectively. I've had they've had some decent weeks recently. So it's like, but
Are there
yeah.
any players available by chance?
In terms of goaltenders,
Just in general. But yeah, goalies.
again, I kind of going by like roster percentage. Logan Thompson,
Ooh,
Casey
Logan's a good choice.
Casey DeSmith, Philip, Grubauer.
Oh, there we go. Grubauer's been better lately. Logan Thompson's a good choice. The rest of them so far, I'd say no.
So we can
But
try
Logan Thompson would be a good pickup.
we'll try and get him. So the question is Mrazek, Erison, or Corposello? Who am I dropping?
I don't know enough about any of them. I know Corposello has been an absolute tire fire. And Mrazek plays for one of the worst teams in hockey.
Yeah, but he's given me some decent weeks when he's played too, so it's like
Has Erison been good? I don't know.
Let's see. Can I get the seasons here?
Stats, if you click on them, should pop.
Stats 23, 24 season. All right. So Erison's 20 wins, and I picked him up because the dude got injured.
20 wins.
2.68 2.68 goals against.
Okay, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave him be. Yeah, I'd drop Corposello. Oh my God, he's so bad.
Yeah,
that contract is so bad.
Yeah, kind of needed somebody there, but
he has 4 more years left on that contract.
Yep. So picking up Logan Thompson, dropping Eunice Corposallo, and I kind of I had the other goaltenders as well. The season is like it's been that type of year.
Yeah. How about the rest of the positions? Is there anybody interesting available?
Let's see.
I'm curious now.
Players at this point in time, all forwards, all defensemen. Percentage right there.
And roster percentage.
Yeah. Yep. And it's Peter Angelo, who's out there today.
Yeah, ignore him.
Noah Hannafin.
Noah Hannafin's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, he's got the plus minus there, but in terms of other stats, it's just comparable to everyone else that I have. Jeff Skinner, I don't need a left winger.
Well, he's got 40 points on defense.
True.
Do you have any guys with 40 points on defense?
I'll have to go back and double check. Wyatt Johnson. Again, I don't need a center right winger because I'm kind of covered there. So it's really a defenseman. It's kind of like where I've been.
Yeah, Brock Faber has been okay, but Noah Hannafin's been quite good, especially of late, and he's just been traded to a much better team.
All right, so it's like the stats of the season here.
Oh, Elias, or Jesus, I can't read. Matthias Ekholm has been useful for me because he's got a good plus minus and he hits enough.
Yeah, because like I normally have Seth Jones out of the lineup, but he was like in there because McNabb, the Kings weren't playing today.
He's got to be like a minus 406.
Seth Jones,
Mm-hmm.
minus 19, but in comparison, when McNabb's in there, he's a plus 18. So it's like,
Yes. Yes.
so
Last year's terrible.
Jones is just there for like those days. Like again, when one of the other defensemen is not there, you know what? He's there to get a hit. He's there to get a shot on goal. He's there to get those counting stats.
Well, I think you'd do better with Noah Hannafin, considering the 39 points and likely comparable hit totals.
Yeah. All right. So we're making another change here. We're all changing the final here. We're just considering the fantasy sports aspect of tonight's stream.
Well, want to hear my team that I drafted today? It got a little out of hand, and I have too many pitchers.
and we're dropping Jonesy. All right. So it's like dudes will be available for.
That's. I think his contract has 8 more years on her. No, 7 more years on it. It's so bad.
Oh, they would be available for the 21st. Okay, so potentially there. So waiver. So there you go. So it's like.
Well, hopefully it helps.
Yeah. Like, what's the worst that can happen at this point?
Maybe you'll win a playoff round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the dudes that I'm playing against in the fantasy baseball basketball league, they lost to me last week, or I pulled a upset last week. I forget what the case was. It was like schedule because I'm facing the same dude. No, I tied with them. It's like how did that go last week? It's like I had like the free throw percentage, rebounds, assists, and way fewer turnovers.
Big balls. Lovely. Great name.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you again.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, and I do have another fantasy baseball team. It's like I just didn't. It was like a random draft selection there.
Oh, did you pick them?
Nope. I was like, I was like,
I wonder who you got.
Well, I'm looking at it now.
Ooh.
JT Realmuto.
That's terrifying.
Bryce Harper.
Okay,
Jonathan India. Jake
that's
Berger.
Not good.
Xavier Bogaerts.
Yeah, Xander Bogaerts is a decent
player. Callan all with the raid. Hey, Cal, how's it going? And Cal's getting the shout outs there. Thankfully, like the Autobot, the Frosty Bot takes care of that. Tune in to Callan's perfect blend of gaming and music, where they engineer epic Final Fantasy XIV adventures between symphonies. Whether this is a bowl or that would be a Blue Mage log. This musically inclined engineer is always on key. So
Cat and Caboodle covered.
They got one of the big features on Callan's stream is they got the cat cam going, and they got the.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes. So it's like the whole Cat and Caboodle is covered on Callan streams. It's picking up the Cat Cam Bowl edition. Yes, it is. Smudge was only in there for like three quarters of the stream today. All right, well, the cat was on stream. Almost every other time I pop in on a raid count, it's like Smudge is just loafing. It's like occasionally the cat moves when I do a raid, but there you go. But hello everyone from Callan Stream. If you don't know, I am Fred, and tonight we were drafting a fantasy baseball team with the help of Iceman.
Hello.
And we're looking at the team that Yahoo drafted for me automatically earlier in the day. So I think. So normally
what's the rest?
And as I said, normally we do a lot of gaming on this channel. Wednesdays normally Sea of Thieves, but tonight is like fantasy baseball and stuff. So looking at the rest of this team, Jordan Walker, Jackson, what is this? Curio.
I don't know a lot about him.
Esteri Ruiz, Spencer Torkelson, Dalton Varsho.
Esteury Ruiz stole like 70 bases last year, so that's good.
And we got Dalton Varsho on both teams. Ryan Mountcastle, Taylor Ward. You have to raid and run, Cal. Need a sleep? Thanks, Cal. Thanks for the raid. And I hope you have a great sleep and a great day tomorrow. Always appreciate it when you pop in.
Jake Fraley, eek.
Yeah, this team might need some tinkering.
Fraley and possibly Ward can likely go.
Yep, and then on the pitching side, Corbin Burns, George Kirby,
Nice.
Johan Duran, Tanner Scott, Tanner Beebe, Freddie Peralta.
Tanner Scott.
Who's Tanner Scott?
Tanner Beebe's good, yeah. Actually, that's a pretty good group of pitchers. I would just add one more.
Logan Gilbert.
Yeah. I mean, Gilbert, Kirby, Burns, Bybee, Peralta, those are pretty good starting options. You just have no relievers.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess like Nick Vidolo can probably be dropped in, potentially, and
Well, I'd draft one of those two outfielders, Fraley or Ward.
it's like, can we add players?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, let's see what's available first of all. Let's go by roster percentage here.
Smart.
Jared can
ignore him. He's having a brutal preseason.
Sedina Rafaela, Vaughn Grissom.
Who the hell is that? Vaughn Grissom, I think, will be good this year when he eventually plays.
Grant Rooker, Jackson Merrill.
Oh. Dang, there's not a lot.
Chris Bryant, Gavin Lux.
Lux could be good. It's just hard to say if he will.
Jason Dominguez. Colt Keith. Justin LeMahieu.
Plays for Detroit, so.
Justin LeMahieu, Brandon Donovan.
Hilariously, Noel Marte.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's our stash pick on one team. And Tim Anderson, Sal Frelick.
Pitchers.
And that's looking on the pitcher side, all pitchers. Devin Williams, Kodai Segna.
Ooh, Devin Williams. There's one to stash. Again, he'll miss 3 months, but...
Yeah.
Senga, yeah, who knows how long Senga's out.
Ryan Presley, Andrew Abbott, Jacob
Bill
deGrom.
Plamps will likely split with Uribe in Milwaukee while Devin Williams is out. There's your AJ Puck buddy.
Yeah, Puck gets drafted in one league and doesn't get drafted in the other.
He's your Puck buddy.
I kind of wondered, though, like, did we actually make people think, but actually appearing to be drafting smart in the other in the live draft that was done?
Hey, my suggestions can end up being crap just as easily as they could be good.
Yes, so it's like, well, at the very least, we can keep an eye. We can at least keep an eye on the Twitch squad. It's like the off stream, like anything I do with it off stream and so forth. Like make the fine tune adjustments and stuff, and check in on it like every Wednesday. It's like just to see how it's doing overall from week to week and everything. Clayton Kershaw is injured. Jacob deGrom is injured. Max Scherzer is injured.
Kyle Bradish is injured. Yeah, that's what this whole list is here.
Yeah, it's basically an injury list. Robbie Ray is injured.
Yeah.
So really not a hell of a lot there to instantly like improve the team. It's like,
there's your Uribe guy again. What's there for relievers? Yenny or Cano might end up getting that job eventually just because Craig Kimbrell's their closer right now. Well, Felix Bautista's out for the year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it was not David Robertson because Robertson was Philadelphia the year before. Craig Kimbrell got lit up in the playoffs.
Kimbrell is terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's like again, he was worn out. He had nothing. He was basically
because he's old as balls.
Yeah, he was basically pitching on fumes. It was like like who else were they going to throw out there in those situations? There was like really no options. So
Is there anyone? Go ahead.
I was about to say though, it's yep, somebody K Crimble ended up on somebody's team. At least in this league. The Goochland County Goats.
The Gooch.
And
that's my guy.
So this raises the question is though, and wait, I gotta can I change the all right, Fred's Twitch team. Oh no, I was just changing the team name so this way I make sure which one was which.
Is this the Twitch team?
Yes, it is. Because they got Moreno, Walker, Stott, Bohm, Bichette.
Okay. All I can see is Fred's Twitch team. So.
Yeah, yes. So this is our squad there.
Sweet.
And we can see Alejandro Carrick, 10% of the league people have taken him. Novel Marte, it looks like 23 people have stashed him.
23%.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, 23. And Logan Allen rounds out 13%. So those are like our sleepers there.
Well, if Logan can cut down on the contact, he might be a pretty good bet. And he was very good in the preseason.
Yeah, so at the very least, I can just, when keep an eye on like who's starting the very next day, flip him in and out, and because at least the roster is balanced enough. It was like 2 pitchers in reserve, so I could like kind of swap them in and swap Allen and Uribe in and out with Jackson Faft.
You can pretty much dress Uribe every day, and the great thing about relievers is whip and ERA are generally fairly low, and it helps contribute to at least those 2 categories being a win.
Yeah, so in that case, I can swap in Fath and Allen and swap them in and out based on starts with Wheeler, Schoolboy, and
statistically, the chances of all of your starters pitching in one day it's like non-existent. You can always have the relievers in.
I had that happen once.
So, like one day out of the 160 whatever days.
Yeah. But that was one day too many.
If the other team as long as you can get a reliever, you should be okay.
Yankees strikers and the guy. Either something bad happened to the Knights just now, or
hey, Striker, I just convinced Fred to claim 2 of your Knights off of waivers.
Yes. To help with my playoff run in my fantasy hockey league team Striker. So there you go. No Angels. Oh yeah. Wait, did I draft an Angel on this team? Yeah.
No, I told you to put Drury on there, but he went quite early.
Yeah, it's like the one Angel we would have had. Striker wouldn't have picked him either. Yeah. No, but let's see. In terms of representation of this team, we got like 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Diamondbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4 wow. Phillies.
Well, I mean, it was you. It was always going to have some Phillies.
Yeah, well, they were available and like arguably the best, options available for construction of the team.
Oh, Alec Bohm's not a bad fallback option. I mean, I love Wheeler. Alvarado's a pretty good bet in his slot. Harper was never going to fall to us from where we were.
No, we could have had Harper. Because I was picking third.
Harper in the first round.
Yeah.
But that would have not been good value because he doesn't steal enough bases.
True. Yeah. Bo knows. Yes, we made that joke. So we got Bo Bichette and
yes, sir.
So we got 3 Blue Jays on the roster. A couple of a couple of folks from Minnesota. A couple of Twins. We got a Cardinal. we got a little Texas representation. So, and it's like, in fact, we basically got like nearly half the Arizona starting lineup potentially. It was like,
If Corbin Carroll does what he did last year, he'll be a top 5 player.
if so, it's definitely a fun bunch that we managed to put together here. And of course, this would be of the two fantasy teams that I have. That this the one I'll be paying the most attention to. It is making sure I log in, make sure the players are in the lineups, so like make sure like whoever has a day off and all that little micromanaging and things of that nature. Question is though, can I put Marte on the disabled list? And that's a
Not yet. I tried doing that today with a bunch of my injured guys. Yeah, there's nothing yet.
we don't want the Padres glove.
Padres. What?
It's like it's a Padres suspect defense, and they're
Well, luckily, defensive stats are not counting on here. I would never take any of the Padres, really, anyhow. Maybe Machado?
I had what was it?
And Bogarts on the other team.
Yeah, and what was it? Soto's moved on.
He's in New York. Ooh.
So we
Yeah, Sung Kim's the only guy who can defend their striker.
So we had a. So I think all in all, we put together a.
Some upside.
Yeah, there is potential there. I mean, things could horribly go wrong, but it's
for
like
sure.
Yeah. But if the if the saves come into play, you get the strikeouts.
Who knows if Tarek Skubal repeats what he did after he came back from Tommy John last year? Who knows if Josh Hader's arm doesn't fall off at this point? I don't know. But I gave you some guys that I thought might be all right.
Yeah, but that's baseball in general. We just don't know what the hell is going to happen year to year.
I mean, hell, I sent you that message yesterday about relievers, and then one of them lost reliever eligibility, and one of them got injured. So my information died really quick.
Yep. Will the Rays get 10 wins to start the season again?
Oh, dang, we didn't get Pepio. That would have been such a good pick. Oh, well. I hope not, Striker, because I cheer for a team in that division.
Will Toronto win 10 games to start the season?
No.
Will Toronto get 10 wins before May? Like we hope so. Like
May? Yeah, May for sure.
Yeah, everyone have 10 wins.
Otherwise, everyone's fired.
Yes. Will Oakland win 10 games all season? We just don't know.
What stadium are they going to be in?
They're in the Coliseum.
They're still in the Coliseum? Well, they're fucked.
No, I said the law of averages is like, like what was Oakland's, Oakland A's 2023. Let's see, because law of averages, you gotta,
nice, Striker.
Really, really bad. You might go to a Phillies game for the Angels next month. Sweet, Striker. And like, what was the A's record last year? Striker, it is really bad. No, because 60 and 102.
68? Yeah.
So law of averages, you're gonna with baseball. In generally, you're gonna win 50 games. You're gonna lose 50 games, and then the rest is totally up in the air. So it's like,
I am going to the Canada Day game where they're giving away Canadian tuxedo hats, so denim hats, and I can't remember what date the other game is, but they're giving away George Springer hockey jerseys that are Blue Jays themed.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I thought so.
UC Dexter? Where's Dexter, Striker? Are we referring to the hit Showtime thriller series, suspense series Dexter. One of the Funkos.
Dexter Fowler?
Wait, I have a Dexter? Oh, yes, Dexter's Laboratory, yes. Yes.
Good for you for being able to figure out what they are.
Stryker has excellent eyesight.
I do not.
Yes. Catching up on the chat here during an ad break. Raid hype from Kalanol with a cozy 5-viewer party, cat cam action, and a quick hello goodbye as they dash off to Dreamland. Smudge cameo was short but sweet. Meanwhile, Fred's drafting strategy is on point with Frosty Tools by their side, but more importantly, Iceman by our side. Strikers dropping baseball banter, steering clear of those Angels and Padres picks, and reminiscing about the Rays' hot streak. Will they catch a Phillies game next month? Stay tuned. And Striker sees a pink Power Ranger. Yeah, there is one there, Striker.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah, pretty much though. And considering how I'm sitting too, is like he has like excellent eyesight to spot that one. So that is like a third row up from the bottom, right in the middle.
I'm still massively visually impaired.
So yeah, so
they
like,
all look the same.
Yeah, the fact that Stryker is able to like pick them out is like Stryker must have the screen have it like full screen. It's like, yeah, this
with a magnifying glass
or a big screen. You never know. It's like so
well,
that
good for you.
Yeah, Strikers. Yep, I do have a Jack. There is a Jack Skellington one back there, but without Zero, the little ghost dog from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Jack Skellington. Ew, what? You never seen that?
No.
You might dig that. It's a bit of like almost like a stop motion. It counts as both a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie.
It's really hard for movies because I just can't sit there that long.
Yeah, I can relate to this unless it's something I'm into.
Yeah.
No, that Mighty Mouse. I don't have a Mighty Mouse one. I wouldn't mind having a Mighty Mouse Funko. Like, here I come to save the day. It's Mighty Mouse, he's on the way. Like, I was introduced to Mighty Mouse as at least a character, like as a very, very young lad. It was like had like when I was going through the VHS tapes last year and like inventory what I have doing those like those podcast-esque videos. I was like, I found tapes I thought they were long gone and stuff like that. So there were tapes and there was specific tapes for like cartoons that was like my introduction to various characters. Like, introduced me to the characters like Casper the Friendly Ghost, Bugs Bunny, Betty Boop, Mighty Mouse, Heckle and Jekyll, which were a pair of like smart ass crows. As the Suns are beating the shit.
I'm a smart ass Canadian.
Striker's right. The Suns are beating the shit out of the Sixers tonight, 90-66. Sixers kind of like without Embiid and I guess other injuries that came in is like what was looking like going to be a good year that got derailed quick.
Well, Embiid was always going to quit at some point.
I mean, he didn't quit. He got hurt.
Did he though? Did he?
He did. He got hurt. It's like when you got like a tear of your MCL. It's like not really much you can really do about that. You can try to come back from that injury. Well, you know what? He played in more games than Ben Simmons did this year, and you know what? And you know what? That ain't bad.
That is one low fucking bar.
You know what? Hey, it's a low bar, but you know what? I can actually set that bar even lower. As let me pull up Basketball Reference here.
Oh dear.
Let's see. Any player that averaged more than 6 points, 5 assists per game was certainly doing much better than Ben Simmons this season. And unfortunately, I don't have a stat here that says blocks per game because that would be his. Oh yeah,
God, he's such a terrible shooter.
no, he was decent. Then he decided not to shoot anymore. Like he was at one point in time, he was trying. Then the
Fred,
20. Yes,
what point guard waits 3 years into his career to hit their first three?
him.
The only one. That's it. He's a fucking power forward. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
play the position you're supposed to be playing, you weirdo.
Oh, and I think
You're 6'10" point guard.
when we went through it, it's like what was it? We went through the psychological breakdown on him. Like looked up his like everybody saw this coming. Like Sixers drafted him thinking they could turn him into something, and for the first couple of seasons, he did well.
He did, yeah.
All right, and it's like they try to work with him to try and push him into, like to add to his skill set, and then the who was it? The Hawks put the fear of an invisible man in the clouds into Ben Simmons in that series, and he has not been the same since.
Well, if I could say, I could make you proud with this reference, because it's a wrestling reference. That man was what was it? SAWFT, soft.
Yes. Yeah, but there's also, you can say SOL, and you all know what that means. Shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I did give like a serious consideration to trying to get tickets for WrestleMania. Like,
Oh, you should have. That would have been fun.
Problem is like transportation into South Philly and back at that late at night would be a freaking nightmare. And I'm speaking with that from with experience as someone who doesn't drive.
Yeah.
So it's like
would you want to drive going out of there? Holy shit.
Actually you would. Like where it is and in relation to it because the entire sports complex is in South Philadelphia. So
born and raised.
Yes,
sorry, it's West Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia, born and raised. South Philadelphia, sneaking in the games. Which would be
nice.
But it's in South Philly, so there's not really much in terms of public transportation. You got our metro line, the metro line, or the speed line is what they call it over there. That will get you back into Center City, and then from there it's like trying to catch a bus back and then walking. Now I love my hometown, the Camden. Like I was born here, I was raised here. It was like my house that I own is here. But I'll say this right now: I'm sure as hell will not walk down the street in my neighborhood after 9 o'clock at night.
Is a cab an option?
Again, trying to get a cab from Philadelphia into Camden. Again, on a night where you
at a certain point, like you could take the speed train or whatever it is.
Yeah, that will get me into like Center City, Philadelphia, and then I'll have to take a bus from there and get off in downtown Camden and see about catching a cab from there. But that's a lot of variables there.
Okay.
So that's like I mean, it's doable, but I would not want to do that.
Just call a cab service, can't you?
Not with all that traffic coming in that will be leaving where the sports complex and stuff is.
Well, no, I mean, if you took the train out to Central and then you're away from all the shenanigans, and you could call a cab from there.
Back in the Center City, not with that
And you're avoiding this shenanigan.
and not with again we're talking about traffic in Philadelphia late at night with that many people coming off the speed line. Yeah, it's not doable. It's like the best option would essentially be if I was going with someone who was driving, that would be one thing. But if I was going with somebody who was also like, okay, let's make it back to my place. It's this way, this 360 degrees. You like watch each other's backs and stuff like that. Because again, it's
Is your brother somewhat closer to there, or is he further from there?
No, he is, but he ain't going. He works. He's in sanitation. He has to.
Well, that's not what I mean. You could always sleep at his place, could you not?
No, he lives. Like I said, he lives further away, and essentially I
Okay.
would. So it's like
Got it.
he like we're close, but to put it mildly, for me to get to his place, I would definitely need a cab because I know where he lives. Like I know how to get there, but it's not really accessible on foot. It's like it needs a cab to get there, even if it's fairly close. Because there's no public transport that comes, like no buses or anything, no combination of buses will get me close to where he lives.
All right, I'm just gonna say, I know you're a fan, and when's the next time it's coming to Philly? If you can get a ticket, worry about it in the moment. Go enjoy it, see something you may never see again.
Oh yeah, well, it's like I said, wrestling shows pop into Philadelphia on a regular basis, so it's like
Yeah, but that's like the big one, isn't it?
yeah, and I've been to big wrestling shows before. It's like so it wasn't really wrestling on it. It's like on it and from like what matches I want to see. And that's the other big thing is like before there used to be like a one night show, but now they do it like over the course of 2 nights.
Well, what's the better night?
That's the question. I don't know. They don't tell you. It's like, okay, do you risk going to night 1 and not seeing?
I would imagine like the big champs going on in night 2. Isn't the Rock supposedly like poking back in or something?
Yeah, but and that's the thing. They're splitting. They actually do an excellent job.
Rock.
Hey, you're not the only one, but they actually do an excellent job of stacking both nights.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like if you go into this one night, you are going to see like a good show. But it's a matter of like, okay, it's like who on that roster would I be excited about actually wanting to see live in that type of setting? And
who do you like?
Off the current roster,
well, not past rosters because that doesn't really count.
Yeah, well, certainly not The Rock, but he's going to have like that big presence there. So
that guy's a twat.
Pardon
the choice of word.
He's a twat. He's a gimboid. He's a smeghead. It's like we want to break into. He's a goit.
Suck.
If we want to get into break out the red dwarf swear words, we can definitely go down that road. He acts like a tit, so WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, who do you like?
Let's see, because I haven't been watching on a regular basis at all. Because hey, when Raw and SmackDown are on, I'm here live on Twitch, so it's like I'm not following it to that degree.
I watched a bit when like Stone Cold was fighting Kurt Angle.
yeah, like so. Based on the current roster, like folks I know that were interested in seeing is like, okay, I like Cody Rhodes a bit. So Seth Rollins is kind of cool. Drew McIntyre is neat, and and I know Cody and Rollins are going to be wrestling on both nights. So it's like, okay,
and one way or another, you're going to get to see a guy you like.
Yeah. Io Sky and Bailey are kind of cool. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are cool, especially Becky Lynch. I'm actually pre-ordered her autobiography and to get an autographed copy of that. Nice. So I'm waiting on that. So it's like essentially Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch will be the one match I would definitely want to see because they have not had a match. I don't think they've had a one-on-one match ever, in their respective careers and other places that they worked prior to WWE. I don't think they've ever had. I could be wrong on that. Most certainly, I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
Well. Gunther is a big powerhouse. It's like since Brock Lesnar is involved in that Vince McMahon scandal, it's like Gunther. It was supposed to be Gunther versus Brock. That would have been interesting, but it's Gunther versus Sami Zayn. It's like, yeah, I can take that or leave that. And they got a multi-person tag ladder match, and I'm not a fan of ladder matches, so it's like, yeah, it's out.
Fair enough.
LA Knight versus AJ Styles. LA Knight's cool. AJ Styles is fine. The Uso brothers are going to be facing each other. It's like I can take it or leave it. Then you got Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
Randy Orton's still alive? Holy crap!
Yeah, he came back from a bad back injury late last year.
That Sami Zayn guy went to the Canadians game last year.
Yeah. Yeah, we're checking the news.
Like gingery dude, right?
Yeah, gingery dude with
Big
beard. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which is kind of funny, like dropping a Canadian, yeah, Montreal Canadiens, yeah, that's right, because he's from Quebec. So it's like, yeah, okay, like they got nice for the striker. Just has so many points, and I need to come up with points or just raise the value of everything in there and stuff. I
have a lot as well.
I need to come up with other things for people to redeem and so forth. All right, so it's like, yeah.
I have an Edge t-shirt. It's a Maple Leafs Edge t-shirt, but that's about all I know.
I'm hydrating with iced tea. I can get the dabs going as we get the point redemptions. It's like a wild bunny appears. I'm not doing the voice because my voice right now. We'll break out the puppet. Yeah, but I'm not going to do the voice. But you can safely say it's an instance where me and my puppet are dressed exactly the same. Wonder if I can get like a mini Maple Leafs jersey or something, or a little mini
Blue Jays.
Yeah.
But why?
Why? I don't know. This says like, hey, if the Blue Jays make the playoffs or something, and the Phillies don't, I would make the bunny rather topical. Give them, it's like, let's go. I could do something that's like, let's go Blue Jays. Do something like what the Kings do with the. Have you seen those little the South Park things that appear for like the LA Kings games?
No, I have not.
Okay. I'm going to try and do this with one hand here in terms of navigating it. It's like YouTube.
Guys usually only do one thing with one hand.
LA Kings, because like the Matt and Trey Parker, the guy, Matt Stone, Trey Parker, the guys who created South Park, despite being from Colorado, they are Los Angeles Kings fans. So again, there is no counting for taste. So, but we need a.
I was a Kings fan as a kid. I was a big fan of Luc Robitaille.
So I'm needing to find a. All right. All right, we got a playlist here, and I will pull it up here and go to this screen here. Let's zoom in out here, and you might hear the audio feedback a little bit through the mic, but we got it up on the screen here.
I'm turning my volume back up.
Oh wait, no, I have to unmute it. It's like there's the Kings versus the Sharks. So they've made a bunch of them over the years for like various teams and such.
That's fun.
Kings versus Devils. Smack the Devil, which was a neat little touch. Another Sharks one.
Well, they play the Sharks enough, I suppose.
Yeah. Crush the Shark with the Zamboni. So like when I came across them, they were kind of cute. I was like, duck season over, the Shark Tank closed for the summer. And then Kenny comes along wearing a Blackhawks jersey, rightfully gets beaten for it. So
it's the Bob Clark treatment.
So I wish these were some. I know there was some that were much better clarity, but it was just like Blackhawks, Dallas Stars, the Coyotes.
Yeah, they did a bunch.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets. Cartman kills Canuck Kenny. So, yeah, nice little short animations. So it's like versus Pittsburgh Penguin, more Sharks, Florida Panthers. Do they have a Knights one? That's a good question there. I don't think... They do Striker? They do. LA Kings Cartman versus the Knights. So this should be interesting. So welcome to the hilarity of this just chatting stream. As we have gone into like watching YouTube videos. Oh, there we go. That's about right. Nice little variations on the themes there. Oh, so it's like, but it kind of a cute little animation thing, and it's like, as opposed to what the St. Louis Blues apparently are known for with their fans things. Apparently doing the best look-alike contests or segments between commercial breaks or pauses in time in the action in the league.
Yeah, they were really nice when they compared Kevin Shattenkirk to Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, there was also another one. There was, I think that was something like, "What's the worst name?" Something involving Family Guy, like the worst name ever. It was like the most unattractive names, like Keith, and they showed another player from the opposing team. Like I remember seeing that. And it's like people are still commenting on this one clip from Overwatch. Boy, yeah, so I was just gonna respond to them as like with them, it says, "Yeah, I'm playing that game with a controller, so you can't compare it with me playing with a mouse and keyboard." It's like I have to keep telling them this. It's like way different mindset. I am not going to adjust the control sensitivity trainings on that, people. Are you insane? And the short answer,
Yes.
with how a lot of them are stating, it's the answer is yes. But well, again, it's interactions. It's like, hey, it's people commenting on the on the clip. Who am I to argue? There was like, hey, it's like, hey, we're getting that interaction, and it's like, hey, they know I'm, and they can see I'm responding to the various things that are being said. So it's like, hey, you know what? Roll with it. I mean, my YouTube channel has like gone up to 360 subscribers.
Nice.
Oh yeah, so it's
I don't even know how to set up a YouTube channel, so good on you.
yeah, it's it's like at that point I would certainly have certain metrics covered. It's like I'm on my way to getting 500 subscribers, and if somehow I can get up to like 3,000 hours of people actually watching content on my YouTube channel,
Nice.
within a period that covers a period of 365 days, I can apply for their partnership program or whatever it is, trying to scrape a little ad revenue from over there. It'll be very, very little, but it'll be something, you know.
Why not?
Turn it into a little thing there, and my first episode for the Daria reactions already had 12 views today, and that's like a 30-minute long video. So it's like I'm proud of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I remember Daria. She had glasses and like a short brown hair or something.
Shoulder length hair, and like had like a very like dry, sarcastic way of speaking. Like it was certainly a show that was like the embodiment of like late 90s high school culture. It was like all the typical stereotypes were there. Like the big blonde-breasted cheerleader. Again, granted, Daria is an animated show, but like the stereotypes were all there. The dumb quarterback, quarterback who never takes off the uniform, and something I just realized that the character of Kevin's look had to be inspired by Keanu Reeves. It just it occurred to me earlier today that's like, you know, that character looks oddly like Keanu.
I did not go to high school in the 90s, so
yes. So for you it would have been like the middle school experience or potentially elementary.
my show for that time period was called Undergrads. For when I was in that age group. It was a group of dumbass, nerdy friends going to college.
Okay, so so undergrads came around like 2001. So Daria would have been in its final year.
Yeah.
At that same time, so it was like
Undergrads is funny.
Yeah, show that aired on the adult block in Canada.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got it exactly.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what the description says.
Oh, okay.
Originally broadcasted on MTV in 2001, it has been shown on the television's adult block in Canada and Trouble in the UK.
Put it for years. I only did one season, but it was good. I have it on DVD.
Yeah, I remember seeing a few episodes of Undergrad back then. It was like
Rocco was so funny.
Yeah,
and Cal.
I think at that point they were trying to look for a show to replace Daria because Daria, their characters and stuff they were actually graduating the characters and like because they did they did 4 seasons since I was essentially the characters said like the equivalent of their, I guess, like the sophomore junior year of high school, and then the final season was the senior year of it. So it was kind of like a big deal. It's like of moving every single character forward. It's like, okay, these characters so they had a nice little run there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember undergrads. I think undergrads yeah, it was supposed to be like the replacement from it, like to show the college experience. And I think the only reason it didn't catch on was like because it was a clear replacement, but they did. I think a lot of folks were expecting maybe to follow Daria into her college years, so that kind of like the slight disappointment, since the one show was essentially succeeding the being the successor for that same time slot, and
Mm-hmm.
so catching up on the chat's on a wild ride. Striker flexing with their 735,000 points, and sparking a dance party with the bunny dance emote. Panic Street was all about those victory emotes, while Blur the sounds of like the one set of sound redeems. Striker's quest for Knight's mode has us all waiting in anticipation. Wait, was there? Oh, it was Knight's mode. No, it was well, it was a Knight's reference. Will they find their noble steed? Will Striker find a Knight emote? I potentially could have one made, which would be kind of cool. There was another similar show that around that same time period that had like a adult like teenage versions of like historical figures all in the same Clone High. I want to say
Yeah, I remember that one.
like Abe Lincoln, Joan of Arc. I think were like the JFK was kind of like the big jock, big man on campus. Gandhi was kind of like like a bit of like a Abe Lincoln sidekick or something to that degree.
I never watched that one. My buddy Johnny liked that and the Boondocks.
Yeah, I think Boondocks came a little bit later, but I never.
I was like, yeah.
Boondocks had its moments. It was like the whole the entire episode where they basically just that had Samuel L. Jackson guest star as a street gangster version of I think George W. Bush, and essentially all it was is that just doing lines from Pulp Fiction. It was like the one thing from the Boondocks I definitely remember from like its peak. So
here's something you might laugh at. I was texting Dante today to talk about his new album.
Yeah.
He sent me a link to it so that I could get it on whatever avenue I wanted. I'm staring at the screen going, huh? And I'm just reading it and then rereading it and then rereading it, and I'm going, you're an idiot, Iceman. The whole time I thought his band was shouting at ghosts. And I'm like, why don't you know how to read?
Oh, shouting at.
Yeah, I messaged that to him and he thought it was funny.
He's like, hey, all things considered, that would be a good band name too.
Yeah, I'm illiterate, it would appear.
Or he maybe put, for all we know, it may look like that the U O could have looked like a U based on like your phone and the lighting, time of day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We don't know.
I downloaded the new MLB game because it's on Game Pass.
Yep.
I got 6 of the achievements playing the exhibition game to show you how to play the game.
And there's a thought there. It's like, okay, it's like, get some cheap achievements that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's just. Hey, I want to try and boost a gamer score. Okay, just download this, mess around with it offline for a bit. Yep. There's a few achievements. Uninstall, move on.
I know. In like 30 minutes, I had 6 new achievements. It was like, oh, all right.
Cool. And they were actually worth something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Fucking Sea of Thieves. Stupid game.
What a fun game. Oh,
very fun.
Oh, did you see the thing that was in the Discord regarding the comment that was left regarding the dude who saw that the Safer Seas mode that we typically play?
No, I did not.
Okay, so it was a few days ago. I put this in the Discord in the general chat section. So
What's the gist?
So essentially, the person noticed from one of the streams from a few weeks ago. Do I think I'll try Diablo 4 since it's coming to Game Pass? I actually grabbed Diablo 4 when it was on sale at a very good price before
I
the
just got
acquisition.
Diablo 3.
Yeah, I also have Diablo 3. So there's another cross game we could mess around
I
with.
have never played any of those games, World of Warcraft, Diablo, anything.
I've played Diablo 3 before, like the PC version, watching Kalanol playing that, and so Cal basically level boosted me, and so to make sure I could just like tear through the entire campaign in short, efficient order and have a good time doing it.
Can you get Baldur's Gate 3 so I can figure out how to play it?
Can they put Baldur's Gate 3 on sale for like 50 to 60% off?
I used my ridiculous amount of Game Pass points to
You
buy gift
have
cards to pay for it.
you have you had that many points. I do not.
I have a stupid amount of Game Pass points because I got the deluxe edition for like $110, and I still have 132,000 points.
That's a lot of points. Uh, yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. So CSD. So person is literally safer seas, and I basically explained to him that I play the Sea of Thieves mode. We do the Safer Seas modes because number one, I remembered how many people were jerks.
Well, you can just blame me. That's fine.
No. Well, I
I don't care.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say that exactly, but I remember how many people were jerks and stuff. Because you can go off and like, oh, you're looking for the treasure and stuff, and now people come along and sink your ship, or they will be other players will be lurking near islands and stuff, and they will come along and
Stuff.
yeah, they will attack you as soon as you leave, as soon as they and things of that sort.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like the fucking Dark Zone.
Yeah, yeah. Just imagine that on a big like entire map scale.
Well, that's what the Dark Zone is.
No, for Sea of Thieves, like the entire game being like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's 3 Dark Zones.
The rewards are going away April 15th. Reward points or
that better be a joke.
Xbox Xbox.
Otherwise, I'm gonna redeem those points and just buy things on my wish list because I got a lot of points.
Yeah, per the notification. Wow, Striker just breaking that news down here.
What's that?
And this was just announced about 11 hours ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, what?
Microsoft to discontinue its Xbox Rewards app and replacing it with a simplified hub in April 2024, killing weekly streaks.
I don't think that'll be Game Pass though. I think it's for buying stuff because I've got a whole bunch of. They keep telling me I have enough to redeem for that, and I don't have any clue how.
Yeah,
because I'm stupid.
Yeah, multiple users receive similar notifications, but now Microsoft no longer publish offers on the platform after April 15, 2024, ultimately ending the beloved weekly streaks. Critical changes to the Microsoft Reward Program in the past few months include introducing a cooldown period and adjusting the points rewarded for certain activities. Okay, that I knew about. All right, so
did I redeem these? I apparently have codes to redeem. Okay, I redeemed them already. Cool.
Yeah, okay, so reward app but not rewards points. They're just changing like how much the points are earned and stuff like that. So Striker, you get again looking at that, but I would also say it's like if better safe than sorry in some regards.
I still don't know how the hell to redeem it though.
There should be something. It's like go to Microsoft
rewards.microsoft.com.
Yeah, and you essentially will log in with like your Microsoft Xbox account or whatever your ID and stuff is, and there will be like drop down menus and things. So, but anyway, so back to the Sea of Thieves thing. So the person is like asked about it. I explained why because I remember all the jerks and stuff and things of that nature. So Safer Seas, basically we can go and have the fun, have the adventure and things of that sort. So this is what the response was afterwards. Is I suppose I never looked at it that way, as I began long before Safer Seas was like ever an option. Still during the arena days where everything was like cutthroat, all for it. Their son would have truly benefited from Safer Seas at first, as he is who led us to the game. But after he would put so many hours in to be destroyed, he quit. We used to send him to board enemy ships, brigs, galleons, and he would take down the entire crew. Those days are long gone, as cheating became so prevalent. Maybe he would enjoy Safer Seas as an option just to do vaults and tall tales without that mess. So it's like, and I was finding to it like, it was like, hey, if they didn't know that was an option, because it became Safer Seas came along much later, like in the more recent past couple years, it heck is Safer Seas is like the only reason I really seriously pitched Sea of Thieves is like something for us to do on stream.
Yeah, I really didn't want to play it in a grouped setting because I'm just remembering my experiences with Grand Theft Auto 5, trying to play with my cousins, and we couldn't even get to our destination because people kept running us off the road.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, if you can have like your own private area and like you can have fun, you may not have access to all of the achievements and stuff. But you know what? If you have log in just to have a good time, go on an adventure and stuff like that, and we have proven that Safer Seas is not exactly safe with the amount of ghosts, aliens, ghost skeletons,
shit goes down,
and the AI pirate ships that go pop up and hunt us down from one end of the map to another. The giant sharks.
I've had some fun.
Like, come on now! Like we've kind of proven it's like Safer Seas is a great overall option for those just wanting to log in and just have fun. So it's so it's like, yes, because if it wasn't for the fact that we basically dedicated Wednesday nights to doing all the co-op stuff, I would not have touched Sea of Thieves again. Like I'm so. Then again, I basically got you to like take another swing at Fallout 76 because that ended up being like the big co-op experience for a long stretch of time. So
yeah,
and Resident Evil 6, which game you you would never touch again, but
correct.
But
we had to redo sections to get achievements. That was fun.
Well, at least it wasn't so bad. It's just like not at least that entire chapter is just like small bits, just to like just to get them to pop. It's like, but it was that was a like an awesome little thing there, and it's like you kind of wish in many regards that more games have like that the co-op like adventure campaign experience. Instead of it, that's kind of like what Suicide Squad is, because I made a comparison to a lot of folks. Like I'm defending that game heavily because I said it before, I say this again. It's very similar to another game called Agents of Mayhem, but in terms of everything else, it's basically the Division 2 just with a superhero skin. The characters can actually jump and stuff. So I will not be surprised if Thumbs gets the opportunity to play that. He'll for as much time he spent optimizing gear and stuff in the Division, he will lose his mind trying to try to optimize gear and for numerous individual characters that he can set up very individual ways that he wants to use in various situations. It's like so. So it's like, okay, combine two strong elements like that. Oh boy. Also, it's like, I was like, what was it? Striker also hit the redeem the news thing, and I didn't take a look at the news. So let's see, anything major happening in the news here? Scott Boras addressing frustrating off season for unsigned high profile baseball players
You mean like JD Martinez and Jordan Montgomery?
that are his clients. They're like, well, it was like
we're hip to your game, you bastard.
well, they said outside of Shohei Ohtani, who was there that you could say that would have been worth like $100 million?
Well, what else did he have? He had Snell, Chapman.
Yep, they didn't get.
No, they didn't. Nor should they have, quite honestly.
He had Bellinger.
Oh. See, Bellinger coming off 3 bad seasons, having 1 good year. He's not going to get $200 million, you psychopath. Snell can't pitch any more than 175 innings because he can't pitch any more than 6 innings to start because he throws 114 pitches in that time. Like, what were you expecting?
Yeah. Let's see. Bill Murray calls wearing the Ghostbusters pack practically torture now that the OG cast is a few decades older. Let's keep in mind that
they are quite old.
Let's also keep in mind that he was also complaining way back in 1984. He complained the most, even when using the pack, wearing the packs that did not have the batteries in them to light up all the lights and stuff on the pack. And the commentary,
he's just a bitch.
Well, it's like, it's probably the most outside of like maybe The Man Who Knew Too Little, which came out like in the mid-late 90s. I would argue to say that Ghostbusters and the 3 Ghostbusters film he's done is probably his most physically active films in terms of like stunt work that he's done. So it's like, but I always remember there's a line in the commentary track for the first film where it's like, oh, everybody complained about the wearing the packs, but guess who complained the most? And it was like Bill Murray. Dan Aykroyd loved it. Harold Ramis griped about it. Ernie Hudson was not too keen, but Bill Murray complained the most. Let's see, anything else here?
Bitch is gonna bitch, right?
Yeah, well, I guess sometimes folks need to, it's like, it's how some folks get through some of their acting gigs, complaining and so forth.
Gotta have a hobby.
Yeah, William Shatner is turning 95 this week. Oh, 94, 95. Well, he's up there. Nearly a century.
Serious?
Yeah, and he is still acting. He's done some voice work for the new He-Man series.
Good on him.
And he has
a movie with him recently called Fanboys.
Yep, and he also has a documentary coming out as well, that's basically recounting his life. Oh, Panda with a random question. Did you know Netflix has games in beta? Netflix has had like the gaming things in beta for a while. Like they've been wanting to do some type of streaming thing, but it's they really. I think they had like one game that they published and released, and that was the Stranger Things game. The one that was based on season 3. The one where Hopper like ends up in Russia or something at the very end.
4. Oh, at the end 3. Yeah. I guess.
So it's like Netflix has been wanting to do something with like cloud gaming, but it's like they have like because the potential was there. I mean, Microsoft has proven that. Amazon tried it and they backed out of it. Also, mentioned earlier as we were talking about WrestleMania thing, Becky Lynch is now an American citizen.
Is that good or bad?
Well, considering her husband is Seth Rollins, I would assume good. But good on it. It also goes to show how long the process takes to become a citizen of the United States. For those going through the proper channels and paperwork and everything, it can take a very, very long time. TV's Craig Ferguson recounted all of that and like his journey of going through the citizenship process, which was partially documented on when he was the host of the Late Late Show. Oh, they have several games. All right, Panda. So like Netflix is trying to do something there, give folks a little extra incentive.
Indeed.
Anything else in the news? Deion Sanders showing his ego with his recruiting style. Like, people are going to come to me. I ain't traveling anywhere.
Deion Sanders is still alive. Good on you.
Yeah, Deion Sanders. Yes, he's Coach Prime.
Can coach the most inner part of my asshole.
Oh, apparently, the former Edge, Adam Copeland, defeated Christian Cage tonight to become the TNT champion.
I have an Adam Copeland shirt.
With the maple leaf design, right?
Yes, it's very cool looking. I wore it one day and someone was like, "What's that for?" And I was like, Adam Copeland, because he's a Major Leafs fan. And he's like, "Oh, he's that wrestler guy." Like, who gives a shit? He loves the Leafs.
Yeah, sick. I got a Roddy Piper shirt that I wear on stream on a regular basis. I was like,
This shirt was cool as hell. I really do need to take like a photo of that shirt, the Danhausen things, like my Roy Halladay jersey, and just send it to you.
that'd be awesome to see. Beetlejuice 2 details may explain the absence of an OG character, which I'm going to assume would be. I thought it was the thing Winona Ryder wasn't going to be in it, but nope, it's the character that was played by Jeffrey Jones, who has played the father character Charles Dietz. Anybody who knows who Jeffrey Jones is, he was the principal in Ferris Bueller's Days Off. Well, Jeffrey Jones is a lot like a Star Trek alumni Stephen Collins, who only appeared in Star Trek The Motion Picture, who will later go on to star in a show called 7-7, where they got busted for liking for very, very disgusting and disturbing behavior. We will not say what it was directly, but you can say the content of which was youthful in nature, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So we go that way with it. So they had no way that they were going to get all the actors back together for Beetlejuice 2. But hey, if Winona Ryder is in it, that'd be a cool film to see. It's like Beetlejuice, one of those classic films, is like, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's a very fast paced film. It's like Alec Baldwin, like when he was like his breakout role. Gina Davis is excellent in it. Again, Winona Ryder's.
There's no crying in baseball.
League of Their Own, also an excellent movie. There's no crying.
One of the few movies I saw as a kid.
The League of Their Own.
Yeah, my aunt was working for the Jays at the time. We went with her to see that.
It's an excellent movie. I know it is on HBO all the time in like the early 2000s stuff. They would be airing that all the damn time. So like every time it was like I was looking for, if I didn't want to throw on a VHS tape or the few DVDs that we had at that point in time, it's like this. Let's just see what's on HBO. League of Their Own is on. So it's like, yeah, okay, that'll feel like whatever time. Like pick it up as like. Wherever, it's like, yeah, I can sit down and watch that start to finish. Excellent movie. It's like one of the better baseball films. Now, is it historically accurate? No, but is this basically like trying to combine give like the overall presentation of what the All-American Girl Baseball League was like? I mean, I know I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame in like '94, years before I even saw League of Their Own. And so I seen those uniforms like at the Baseball Hall of Fame. There's like, and so it's like really cool. It's like you say, how practical is it? They were playing, basically playing in skirts. How practical that was? Yeah,
Debatable.
the very, very, very debatable. Particularly if you're sliding and stuff, you're going to get those direct scrapes and stuff on the thighs and everything. So like, but I said they were a particularly cool design. It's like they certainly were. They certainly were a unique look, and they were quite talented. It's like they were able to play in major league stadiums while like in later stages of World War II when the league lasted like nearly a decade or so, or decade plus. So it's like, all right. So anything else in the news here? Rolling through it here. Nothing else of interest that does not involve a dude whose face that rhymes
exactly who you're gonna say.
who face rhymes with a body part. You know exactly.
Had a T.
Yeah, you throw a T on it, and it just it just like
still an ass.
Yes, he's still an asshole.
Still an ass, regardless. Yes.
Yeah,
I know exactly where you're going there.
Yes.
If I might, you may need to censor this later on, but I feel like you reserved this word for specific situations. What a cunt.
Hey, look.
Sorry.
It's like it's 3 plus 3. It's over 3 hours in. It's in the after dark portion, and we've been talking basically almost nonstop for 3 hours here. So it's like bettering entertain. One could argue that it's probably the most entertaining stream start to finish in terms of it. It's like because normally with the games I get focused on like the games that are in front of us and things. So
well, it's been more interaction, and then certainly more Iceman.
Yeah. So this was without question like a whole lot of fun. You can sit back, just take it easy. It's actually proof that you can we can just kick back and just chill out for for an entire stream, and just roll on it from there. So it's like I never did like a full. I've done segments of just chatting things on stream before. We've done that. It's like there's nothing new. We've had streams where the entire last hour was basically us just shooting the breeze. So this has just been an extended version of that. So it's like,
well, the draft was fun.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of fun. It was like go through. It was like trying to keep up with it. There was times of near panic. Wait, who the hell am I gonna take?
Well, I get that too.
Yes.
I say my roster that I took today didn't exactly turn out great. It had 8 players that you had, though.
Yeah, but will be interesting to see is like as the season progresses, how well they do. Oh, and it says you mentioned Danhausen earlier. There is also a dude on YouTube I would recommend you check out, at least in terms of like football content. I'm not the biggest football fan in the world, but this guy does some great videos. It's Tom Grossi.
Huh.
He does like during the seasons, he does he does these short little videos like teams' reactions.
Yeah, I feel like I know who this is.
Yeah, he's a Packers fan.
He wears like different hats and shit all the time.
No, wears different jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
this is how this team reacts. This is how this team reacts. Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, it's the very short videos and stuff like that. So okay, but I found those videos to be very entertaining. Like they're short, little bite-sized videos. It's like there's a couple minutes long, so like they're perfect, easy digestion. And I found out he did like an entire like lore and a whole story based on like different characters, based on like around each character. They all plays themselves, being like the embodiment of different types of NFL fans. Which is just a fascinating thing here. It makes me think that he has some type of psychosis at first, but it's like very well written at the same time. Then I found out as like I learned more and more about this guy that he does he hit every NFL stadium like in June of last year. All 30 stadiums in 30 days to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Yeah, nice.
So so I actually like went through and watched all the like the little videos of vlogs of like the day event of like everything from like, okay, he went like he got to experience every single fan base of like each individual NFL team, and did stuff like diving through a table for the Buffalo Bills, which is apparently a thing. To actually like being invited to go on tours into the stadium by like the owners and stuff themselves, like the Crafts, the owners of the Patriots, like realize when they learned of what he's doing, it's like, hey, come on in and do like a full tour, let them wear the Super Bowl rings and stuff like that. Other teams and stuff were not so generous in terms of like access and like, but the big thing of that tour was like really more like showcasing the fans and so forth, and the fact that they raised $500,000 was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yep. Chat's buzzing with the latest Netflix scoop from Panda Suite. Apparently, there's a beta for games on the platform. Yes. So, and of course, we get the big reminder about Sunday Night Overwatch and all the goodness there. Now, funny enough, because I did not know how long the time was going to be between rounds and like how we were going to fill time. I did have this like again the Big League Baseball Puzzlers book here, and I just since I had this here on my desk the entire night, I just at least want to do one thing here. Maybe we'll test. Iceman, we'll test your baseball knowledge a little bit, at least in terms of
We're fucked.
No, because we'll lay out a scenario here. So, granted, this book came out in 1991, so
That's why we're fucked. I was 6.
but it has nothing to do with like the actual. It has nothing to do with like your knowledge of players and stuff like that. It's more like it'll be more like your knowledge.
But that's where my skill lies.
The knowledge of the game, a little bit here.
Okay.
Okay. So looking for something. All right. So simple yes or no question. Is it possible to get an official at bat without actually getting at bat? Yes or no?
Well, walks don't count as an at bat. Sac flies don't either. It would be possible if you got replaced and someone else got out. That would be your out. Correct?
Well, the answer
You
it is
would have to start the
it
AB,
it is yes.
but not finish it, and he would still be charged to
Yep.
you, I believe.
Yep, but it's also but not under those exact circumstances. So it is possible. Yes, Rafael Ramirez of the 1989 Astros will attest to that. And I'm reading from this book verbatim here. Houston manager Art Howe, which gives an idea how long he's been around, changed his usual batting order before the game one lazy summer afternoon. He switched Ramirez and Alex Trevino, but the respective players were unaware of the change in the lineup before the game began. Trevino came to bat in Ramirez's scheduled spot and proceeded to get a base hit. But before the first pitch to Kevin Bass, the next hitter, the opposing team appealed, saying Trevino had batted out of turn. First, the umpires ruled that it was a double play. They called Trevino out for batting out of turn. They also called Bass out. After Howe argued the call, however, the umpires correctly changed the ruling. They said that Ramirez, who was supposed to bat, was out, and they said that Bass, the next hitter in the order, was the proper hitter. Trevino's hit was taken away from him, but he was not charged with an at-bat. Ramirez, on the other hand, never got an at-bat, but he was charged with one. So if you bat out of turn, so that's where the precedent was said. If you bat out of turn, so if the person ahead of you got a hit, they're out, and their hit is stricken from the record. and the person that was supposed to bat, they're also out, and they're credited. But and they get the credit to get an at bat there, even if they didn't get a chance to hit because of players not paying attention. This is why the folks that. But the funny thing is like they would have heard their names on the PA system on the stadium. There's the lineup cards that most managers see posted at the end of the dugouts. Or at least with the Phillies over the years, I've always seen the lineups there in every dugout thing. That Veteran Stadium, Citizen Bank Park, like every shot into the dugout, the lineup is there so folks know who's up. It's like kind of makes you wonder what sort of brain fart happened in Houston that day way back when.
Yeah, it's Houston.
Yep. So it's like they're always trying to cheat even back then. Let's see if we could pull one more out here, and I'm looking for a good one that would, again, Iceman's knowledge of general baseball. Okay.
I'm just gonna keep Josh up all night.
Dante?
Yeah, I've been talking to him about his album.
Like, tell him I say hi. And I was like, right. So I'm looking for something.
Because I've been listening to it in the background while we talk.
Oh yeah, it is a very good album.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, I put an album in your chat a while ago. The City in Color visual album for his new album.
you didn't, and I must have either missed it or.
But I've always told him that that's the kind of sound that I thought he'd be good at, because Dallas Green always describes his album as his journal entries turned into songs. Things that he thought that no one would ever care to hear because they're the things that he struggles with in life, but has found a huge audience because, hey, we all struggle with those things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I feel Josh could do well with the things he's dealt with in his life.
Most certainly. It's like you
scream.
write, what they say, you write and perform what you know. And
Yeah. Don't scream. Don't do like metal. It's fun when you're young, but right. And that's what Dallas Green did. He was in a scream metal band. And now he's like in an alt folk rock band that deals with, one of his songs is the basic premise is, how can I instill such hope but still have none of my own? But if I could sing just one song, and that would save one life, then I would sing all that I can sing.
That's deep, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so okay, here's one here.
Sorry,
and
I'm ruining your evening.
Oh no! I was actually flipping through here trying to find something here. So this will be a good one here because I was looking for something unusual that again, what your general assumption would be. A Red Sox second baseman, in an attempt to distract the Minnesota Twins batter, positions himself behind the pitcher and waves his arms frantically while jumping up and down. Was this a legal act? Basically, is that allowed?
I have no idea.
Okay. So it was legal that for a second baseman to move behind the pitcher, and I guess also by proxy the shortstop to do the same thing to basically be a distraction of sorts. So it was until Eddie Stanky, of the New York Giants second baseman of the early 1950s, employed the tactic one too many times because of complaints of unsportsmanlike conduct and language. Rule 406B was inserted into the rule book. No fielder shall take a position in the batter's line of vision and with deliberate unsportsmanlike intent act in a manner to distract the batter. The offender shall be removed from the game and shall leave the playing field.
Eric, Jesus.
Yes. So this was something. It was legal up until like the mid 1950s. So it was a being behind the second baseman going neener 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 and all sorts of shenanigans and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had that in hockey for a minute until Sean Avery did it.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things here. So it's like again, we got to make use of this book here a little bit here to basically test like the Iceman's general knowledge. And I was looking for something that was like more like general plays and stuff here. Like, would it be allowed and stuff like that? So like little like obscure things in terms of rules and stuff like you may not have seen like if a ball hits off a player and goes into the crowd, even if it's in the foul territory, like a ricochet lock off a third baseman into the crowd along the third base line, that is a ground rule double because it bounced off the player.
Mm-hmm.
So it's or like the more
We
famous.
discovered that in a really aggravating fashion.
Yes, I was like, but there was a time it was like it was debatable. Or was it is blowing the ball if a ball is rolling slowly down the third base line and you got a speedy runner,
Mm-hmm.
it's like say like a Juan Pierre drops a bunt and goes trickling down slowly down the third base line. There's like he's gonna be safe, but there's a possibility if just a little bit of wind of assistance can blow the ball foul. Is it legal to get down on all fours and desperately try and blow the ball foul? That was up until a certain point illegal. It was legal to do that.
That's weird.
It's one of one of the more famous plays, and I remember seeing a clip about that. But it was like Kevin Seltzer of the Royals had attempted to do it and failed. But it basically falls under Rule 2.00 for obstruction and we all know this one. Oh, Michael Lorenzen signed with the Rangers.
Oh.
I thought the Phillies we signed.
That's good. Not really sure.
Oh, well, Rangers like was it DeGrom's hurt, Verlander's hurt, or wait, whoever
No,
it is.
just-
Unless
It's
there's
just not great. Would be my point.
Unless there's a hockey 1 year, 4.5 million. Hey, it's like you take a flyer on a guy for that.
Yeah.
A pitcher who can start reliever, like who's
He had a
probably
no-hitter last year, didn't he?
Yeah. Problem is
For
he
the
kind
Phillies, I
of
believe.
yeah he did it like his first game in Philly. Then he kind of fell off the earth.
He was never amazing to begin with. He was a contact pitcher.
Yeah. And we all kind of got familiar with this rule. Is it possible for a relief pitcher to hurl a shutout? Like, is it possible?
I don't know.
The answer is yes, it is. Rule 10.19. No pitcher shall be credited with pitching a shutout unless he pitches the complete game or unless he enters the game with no one out before the opposing team has scored in the first inning. Puts
makes sense.
Puts out the side without a run scoring and pitches all the rest of the game. So,
cool.
So it's like because you got those those combined no hitters and stuff like that. But if let's say somebody like throws a pitch and they get hurt right off the bat, like on the because you can have like someone's arm explode.
Yeah, I got
it. Here comes the relief.
I'm starting to fall asleep.
Yeah, it's like I hear it. It's like I hear it. So it's like there we go, folks. So on that bombshell here, next week, Iceman schedule allowing, of course, Sea of Thieves will return. Tomorrow night, I'm starting up Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. That'll be tomorrow.
Played that one. I never think.
Because
I might have played a little bit of it.
Yeah, I played the first game last year, so
it's a fun game.
Yep. So that'll be Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. It's supposed to be a fairly short game, so it's like kind of figure it out there. Friday, Ghost of Tsushima. Sunday, Overwatch. Depending on when we finished. And I know we're going to do Suicide Squad again next week. It's probably going to be next Saturday because they're doing the big first big update to it and fixes on Tuesday. And new content comes available on the 28th. So next Saturday, Suicide Squad will be back to continue my shenanigans and my quest for achievements. I'm hoping one of the fixes is to fix a glitched achievement. I should have like 42 achievements in that game. I only have 41, but neither here nor there. And for tonight's stream, we're going to raid Zone Sama. It's their Wednesday night zoning out with Cecilia Littlewing, basically the retro TV watching, occasionally cartoons like Brave Star or Cops. Long Arm. And was it Chasing the Real Warriors?
Power. Sorry.
But yes, but in addition to the retro TV Zone themselves, when they're streaming, does a lot of like gaming, like and occasionally some artwork stuff too. So Zone's cool in that regard. So that's who we're rating tonight. Iceman, thank you for probably arguably the most entertaining stream I've ever done this evening. With
I won't say it's the most entertaining, but it was more interactive, we'll say.
Oh, yep. And everybody who
thanks for having me.
Yep. Always glad to have you, sir. You have a great night. And also big thanks to Kalanol for the raid and everybody else, Panda, Striker, McCowboy, whether you chatted, lurked, I would say place for Stream Raiders, but we don't do Stream Raiders here. Like almost borrowing Kalanol's outro a bit. Greatly appreciated. Hope all of you have a great night. Tomorrow we got Star Wars action, as I said. We'll see you about 9:30.
It is time for cake.
Yes, it is. Have a great night, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye.